don't see anything. Alright, so we'll just hit a recap and then we'll just jump straight into it then from where we last left off. So in the previous sessions, or session rather, that happened quite a while back, we started with Jacques waking up Emma after he heard some strange laughter in the camp he had set up in the open fields heading south, following the strange quickling creature known as Sprinkles. Jacques, you and Emma have a brief discussion on what you heard and what you think you should do. After a few moments of indecision, Emma, you notice an old weathered chest out in the darkness, a few feet away from the lip of the depression where Jacques and you now are keeping lookout. Emma, you speak out into the dark, telling the quickling that it's breakfast time, and you see a single white-yellow flash. You then decide to ask a question that only the quickling would know. Did you enjoy the jerky I gave you yesterday? Knowing that you only gave him berries and nuts. A few moments later, you see flashes of concentric light spinning and rising into the air before bursting into color. You decide to quietly wake up the other party members. Bedrick immediately joins Emma on the lip of the depression, while Daenerys slowly gets up to join. The others, thinking it's probably just the quickling causing trouble, you guys decide to ignore it and continue sleeping. Bedrick, you go out to investigate the strange chest and find that it's an illusion, deducing that it's probably the quickling getting up to some mischief. Bedrick, you and Daenerys head back to bed to finish up your rest, while Emma and Jacques finish off the watch. The sun crests the horizon as the day comes forth, bright and beautiful, just a bit of a wind blowing from the north across the open plains. As you get up and prepare for the day, you notice that the campsite is covered with tiny rodent prints, probably field mice, and that everyone's food packs have been chewed into and some rations have been taken or eaten. You all decide to investigate the surrounds to try figure out what might have happened during the previous evening. You and Bedrick investigate the area of where the illusionary chest was, and you find a very simple makeshift trip trap. And around this trap, you find barely imperceptible tiny booted footprints in the dust of the ground. Trying to follow the convoluted tracks, you see them heading all around the camp, but at one particular section you find one of the berries Emma had given to Sprinkles, and then another, and another. Eventually you notice mice tracks following along the quickling's tracks, heading towards the campsite. Finding and deducing all you could, you pack up the rest of your things and head off towards the southwest. You notice a blue twirling spark. Making good time and only seeing the usual animals and beasts about nothing distracts your progress. Until a woolly rhino is spotted rushing north, at which point a small debate is had on what to do. The end result being that the creature should be left alone, although the fast northward movement of the creature probably indicates a large spring storm on the way. You had deduced that. It's not long before you all reach Neverwinter Wood, and not waiting on ceremony, Sprinkles rushes in and you all follow. The forest feels ancient. Old, massive trees cover most of the sky, allowing very little light to penetrate the canopy. The ground is soft and spongy, littered with the decaying leaves of many seasons. Strange lights and shadows are observed in your peripheries, but when you turn to look, you see nothing but a wall of gnarled bark and tree trunks. After a few hours of hiking through the forest, the little light coming through starts to fade as the shadows grow deeper. Sprinkle leads you up a final hill, as you crest it, you all make out the ruins of the now dubbed Cragmore Castle on an opposite hill with a saddle between. You see smoke rising from the castle, as well as from an area near the base of the hill Cragmore Castle sits on, where it appears a cluster of trees have been chopped down to make a clearing. A clear, well-trodden path stretches from your position towards the clearing and the ruined castle. You all decide that the stealthiest of the group should head down and scope out the situation first, rather than storming in blindly. So soon Bedrick and Jacques, you all make your way down the slope, following just off the path, along the steep embankment. You find the clearing, and watching from the shadows, you see 2 goblin sentries holding bows posted in front of a makeshift laager or wall made up of wagons, crates, barrels, and all other manner of material. They stand just in front of the entryway, and just within you make out 2 well-armed and armored hobgoblins sitting at a round wooden table deep in discussion. From here you can make out that one is male and the other female. You also make out the sounds of numerous other creatures speaking in Goblin, and one shouting demeaning orders in Common. Figuring you've got enough info, you head back and join the others. Looking for somewhere secure to rest off while discussing your plan of attack. You think you find a good spot away from any notice. And it sounds as if as you are busy trying to get a short rest and plan to soon, you make out the sound of sniffing followed by some low goblin chatter, and it sounds as if it's approaching your location. Glancing past the brush, you then notice that your resting spot is right near a main thoroughfare, and down it, heading straight in your direction, are 2 goblins leading 2 wolves. You signal for quiet. After some quick thinking, you throw a stone that you imbue with the smell of smoked ham and other delicious meats. The wolves are drawn to it. The enemy, not noticing your group yet, turns their backs to you while investigating what the wolves had found. You then spring a surprise attack, quickly subduing the unaware goblins, killing 1 goblin and the wolves while knocking the 2nd goblin out. An unseen 3rd goblin tries to rush past while reaching to blow a warning horn, but he is also taken down quickly before any alarm could be raised. You all stop, listening out for any other noise. Nothing. The forest sounds around you, momentarily disturbed, now returning. 2 goblins and 2 wolves lay dead on the path, one knocked out. What are you all doing at this moment?
Shit, I could remember only half of that.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were in such a big fucking trouble.
Right? Sure, but yeah. First of all, I think we should this last goblin. Maybe we should get information out of him in a less.
Definitely.
Less highly traveled place. Yes, my English, guys. You're the only people I speak English to, so you have to forgive me. Yeah. So I think without softly saying, and just nudging and showing people, so let's take them and drag them just, quite a bit into the bush to get them off the path, and maybe let's decide there if we want to interrogate this goblin or we just off him. And Adog goes and picks up one of the wolves.
Jacques will pick up the other wolf body. Yeah.
Cedric?
Yeah. Just hang on, we're jumping into Roll20 now just to see what's happening.
Oh no, there's nothing on Roll20 at the moment.
Okay, alright, sorry.
DM, is there, now that we've kind of had the scuffle, have we had a chance to maybe survey the area and see a better hidden, like a grotto or like a little cave hidden away somewhere that we could dump these bodies?
I would say you head off quickly to just scout out. Roll a perception check for me, please. First roll of the first few months.
Make it good. Make it good, Jock.
Make it good. Oh, we jinxed it. That's a nat 1.
Nice. Obviously, what did we expect?
Right.
Okay, well, a 4. All right.
Yeah.
So, you're a little bit shaken from the recent attack, and you were caught by surprise in the middle of a rest. So none of you really got a short rest after that encounter. So Jacques, you quickly rush off to look around this hilltop that you find yourself on, and you come across, it is heading towards night now, and there's quite a the wind at this point is also picking up, and there are massive clouds poking through. You can see you can see the surrounds quite well from this particular point. There aren't many hilly or as big hills as you are now currently, so you do see through the trees these massive dark clouds rolling in as the sun starts to set. It makes it feel darker than what it should be, so it also makes it a little harder to see. Although you do have dark vision, it's still difficult. But you find a small overhang that is quite far off the path. You obviously know you're not going to make your camp here now or anywhere close by, but it looks like it could provide a smidge of cover for a couple of you, and it would probably allow you to light a fire if you wanted to without being seen. It's a very slight overhang of rock that you can, if you all try and squeeze up in there, like there's 6 of you, so 4 of you would be able to fit in with two outside.
Okay, so I'll ask the team, like, do we want to rest before we storm the castle?
Well, yes, I think that's a good idea. If I'm gonna channel Sassoon here, but yes, absolutely, we should rest.
Okay, then I'd say yes. Let's use that. Okay, does John tell us about what he saw? This cover that he saw?
Jacques, do you tell the rest that the camp or
Yeah,
the spot you
yeah.
found?
Yeah, so a terrible look around does point it out. It's going to take me a while to get into the accent, but he points it out to his mate, and there it is, the overhang.
Yeah, perfect. So you guys all grab the goblin bodies, and I assume you drag some of them along with you, as well as the unconscious one. And
I think we try to dispose of the bodies. I'm assuming, right, guys? We want to get rid of it to try and make sure no one can follow us to this new spot.
Yeah,
but the unconscious one we're gonna tie up and carry with us.
Yeah,
that's actually a good idea. Yeah.
so
Just bound and gag the unconscious one.
Alright, so whoever's tying up the goblin, I'd just like you to roll a small sleight of hand for me, please. Actually, no, just a straight dexterity. It won't be a sleight of hand. It'll just be a straight dexterity.
Dexterity.
Yeah, whoever's doing the tying.
Maybe I should roll. Open up.
I did roll and I got a 22.
nice.
Alright, perfect.
Nice.
Bugger's not going anywhere.
Our rope guy.
That's what I call a roll, Jock.
Oh yes, Seth.
I shouldn't brag. I'm probably gonna roll natural ones now throughout the rest of the night.
Alright, so you tie him up, and it looks like you've done a pretty decent job, including his feet, his hands behind his back, in almost like a when you tie up someone's legs to their feet behind them, so they're in a bit of like a
hog tie.
Yeah,
hog tie. Yeah.
Bit of a reverse tie there with his with a gag around his mouth. Obviously, I'll say with that same roll, you think to remove knives and weapons and whatever else might be.
Oh, I
within
didn't think
hand's
of that
reach.
at all.
No.
So then you pick him up along with the others, and make for this makeshift cover. The wind at this point again picking up. It's heading towards evening. It's around nearly 6:30. The sun's already gone down. It is pretty dark at this point as you reach this overhang.
I'll hang outside the overhang, seeing the size of it, and I'll just pretty much give my space to Emma so she can go inside.
Yeah, Jacques, being a French gentleman, would definitely let the ladies go first.
Seeing the cave, I think I suggest we rather not start a fire.
Yeah, if it's that tight of a squeeze, fire might not be a good idea.
Yeah, we just leave it.
Hello.
I think we've got gold rations. Yeah.
As you say that, we should not start a fire. A very cold wind starts to blow in,
Oh, fantastic.
and it feels icy.
Good thing this cave is very, very small, so we
Right.
can squeeze nice
Squeeze knife.
and tight.
Dim, are there like rocks around that we could build like a kind of like a screen for the fire, so that we could kind of like block it off from view from that area and still light it within the overhang?
There are a fair number of rocks. I mean, it's a mountainous region, although there is a lot of topsoil and dead debris lying around. You do find a lot of rocks, and as you lift up to start building it, you notice there's. I mean, it's a lively forest. There are a lot of insects and things about. But luckily, with this cold breeze coming in, it seems to be blowing away most of the flying and annoying insects that might be in this forest. So, Jacques, you'd like to build a bit of a makeshift buffer.
Like a fire screen, yeah.
Fire screen. All right. So you want a fire break is what you essentially want to put
Yeah,
together.
yeah, just something to block off visibility. So if we can get a small fire going, if someone's walking through the woods, they're not going to see the glow of the fire.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I'll have Jock build a screen and gather material.
All right. Jacques, I'd like you to roll a survival check for me as you put
All
together
right.
this.
I'm helping him out, so does he get the advantage?
If you're helping him, yeah, I'd say with advantage.
That's a nat 20.
Hey, there we go.
So now I've rolled both extremes. I'm just going to get shit in between us. That's a 21 total.
All right. Oh, that's good. You with the help of Beardrick put together a decent fire break and make it so that it doesn't look like it would be seen from any position. And you put together a small fire, I'm assuming? How big are you making this thing? Small, or was it going to be quite large?
I think I'll play with technicalities and say it's just small enough for the screen that we've built to work.
All right, perfect. No, that's perfect. Yeah, of course.
Like
All right, so we'll say like a medium
in
fire.
hand.
Yeah, a medium fire. It's not going to be massive and crackling, but
A little bit of warmth. Hopefully the wind, the thing helps with the wind as well.
yeah. Takes you about an hour to do this, so it's pretty dark by the time you light the fire. And as you spark the first few sparks in the tinder after building the break and getting the fire going, you guys start feeling drops of rain falling down. Have you built the fire under the enclosed slight small little overhang, or are you building it outside?
No, like at the lip, I think at the very edge of the overhang.
Yes.
All right, you do know that you'll have to probably build it. The overhang must be like only about 2 meters if even.
Okay.
It's very small. It's not. So if you want to have it covered, you'd have to move it right towards the back. So that would give space for 3 people to be covered and 3 people outside.
What are you doing to us?
Okay, can we put it in such a way that the 3 that have to stand outside, they can kind of hold their cloaks to wall off from the rain, but still get warm from the fire that they're then like enclosing?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, it's up to you. Like you're gonna try and do this.
Jacques will volunteer to be in the rain so he can like hold his coat out and try and make a little bit of a makeshift awning.
Okay.
Can we? Was there still of that tea left?
Ooh.
I can't remember my inventory as good as I.
And he did have, I think.
He did have most of it. Yeah.
Does anybody have damage though?
Not me.
I don't think anyone actually took damage from the previous encounter.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to waste. I was thinking more about making tea for warmth, not. But I don't want to waste that lack of tea.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got a water bottle with normal water. We could make, if you've got something to mix it with, we could make like normal tea or something.
I'm looking now.
Let's look for a rooibos bush.
Quickly strip and dry it.
I've got that poison and crazy juice. It'll make you hell of a hot for a few seconds.
Oh yeah, I'm busy dying, by the way.
Oh fuck yeah! Shut.
Just by the way, people.
By the way. Okay, so you can stand outside. I mean,
just don't kill me now.
You're not dying, you're just going crazy.
Yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm gonna get stronger and then eventually crash.
Yeah.
You're gonna crash and then get strong.
And
Oh, okay. Well,
And Sassoon doesn't sympathize with you because he's
At all.
jealous. He's
Absolute
like,
zero.
you're getting stronger, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna
doesn't matter.
die. But you're getting stronger. But you're gonna die. But you're getting stronger.
Exactly. There's zero sympathy from Sassoon. Zero.
Zero. Getting stronger. Oh.
Mm. So, what's our plan, gang? Are we gonna attack during the storm, or are we gonna wait out the night and then?
I think
I suppose we should interrogate our prisoner first.
Well,
we should.
seeing how shitty this cave is, if there's any yelling or
Invite you to
anything happening with him, it's
Yeah. What if we keep him gagged and just ask him yes or no questions? He just shakes or nods.
shakes or nods. I think we
If
can
he
do
makes
that.
a noise, we can shiv him.
Shove him. Or we tie him up and we throw him out in the rain. And then we just drag him back every time he doesn't want to cooperate.
Could work. What do you guys think? So we ask the questions and then we figure out the plan of attack.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, who wants to be the interrogator? Who's mean and scary?
I think Bedrick. No?
Who's good with intimidation?
That's charisma.
Charisma. Jacques got a +4 actually, but I don't really want to interrogate him with a French accent. I don't think he'll take us too seriously.
I see. Let's see. I see. Daenerys has a +3 to her persuasion. Yeah. Mostly just +1s. At this point, as well, whilst you guys are busy discussing this, the rain really starts to increase, and it's freaking cold. It's probably at this point slightly above freezing,
Ah, shit.
and the wind is pumping. It is blowing freaking hard.
I honestly don't know what to do.
Yeah. I don't know what you guys think. Like, I'm assuming that the garrison we saw, they're going to be hunkering down for the storm. I don't know if there's going to be more sentries sent out to look for these dudes, but do you think we should risk making a bigger fire?
I think we can. I mean,
Yeah.
rain often blocks, I think, blocks some of the light.
It'll block the smell of smoke.
But
Yeah,
definitely.
it's coming down heavy.
Definitely.
I mean,
My man. Yes, Seth. You can stop speaking now. It's fine.
well, I'm just saying, it's. I don't know. You knew that. Well, you had an inkling that this was coming because of that rhino heading north. That early that day.
Oh man,
So-
if we
Oh, I forgot about that.
if we'd killed it, we would have had a like a rhino
Thank
skin to
you.
hide under.
Thank you. And imagine the stew we could have made.
Damn it! I apologize for being a pacifist. Okay, what do the ladies think about the plan as well?
I think Daenerys, she is pretty much. Let's see. She spent a couple of spells. Yeah, no, fuck. She's all out of spells. She'll definitely
Okay.
vote to rest.
Rest.
So Daenerys votes long rest.
Okay. What time
Daenerys
of night?
votes long rest, you said.
Yeah.
What if we take a long rest and attack like the crack of dawn?
I think so.
Yeah, well, but it's not solving our rain issue now.
No, but if we take shifts, we could technically have peeps do enough sleep time under the overhang while others are standing sentry to like cover each other. I think we do like 2-hour shifts each.
I understand, Joe.
Would that work, DM?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, if you wanted to, you could try and lash together. I mean, it's pretty cold, so if you're going to use your cloaks to try and cover the fire, I mean, you could put a couple of makeshift sticks up and try and make a makeshift cover for it.
Oh, we
Stop
should
the
have
rain
thought
from
of that.
coming in. I mean, it's technically what you guys are trying to do in any case.
In any
Yeah.
case,
So
yeah, I think we should plan on that idea.
Yeah. Long rest, and then get everything back, survive the night, and then deal with them in the morning.
Yeah, definitely do them in the morning. But try to survive the night is looking like it's gonna be a higher priority now.
All right. Okay. Jacques will try and make some, like what you've just described, those like makeshift lean-tos to try and cover the one edge. I don't know if you want me to roll for that.
no, I think that would be simple enough. I doubt it'd have to. That's something most survivalists, even entry-level survivalists, would be able to do. And I mean, most of you, even in your previous lives, have been on the road for a bit, so it's not too complex. I think building a fire break to stop people from seeing it, that's a little more complex, and that requires a roll. But I believe this should be easy enough to do without
Awesome.
having to roll. Yeah.
Okay, so with that built, would we be able to get every party member out of the rain? Like if they really squish together?
Unfortunately, still not. A couple of you
Okay.
will still be getting wet. I mean, you can put your cloaks over, but again, a cloak only covers one person.
Right,
and,
okay.
And it's not like it's a full cloak. It's not like it's hanging down to the ground or anything. So
So 2 sentries get wet while standing guard, and then the rest sleep while dry.
I guess that's kind of where we are, yeah.
So, unless you guys have got better ideas,
No,
I'm
I
just trying to figure
don't
out
have
how
an
best
idea.
to...
That's the thing. I want to have an idea, but I don't.
let's see if Sassoon has anything in his inventory that may. Ah, no, his inventory is pretty empty.
Yeah, I'm carrying his shit.
It's fine, guys. I'll get weight. And somebody can join me, and then
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
We'll do rotating shifts
Oh,
to make sure
exactly. I
everyone
mean-
can get long rest,
yeah.
and then
I mean,
I think
long rest wise, I'm fine. I mean, I don't need to really worry too much. So
Yeah.
short rest for me is
So I
fine.
know the elves are fine as well.
a short rest would be lacquer, but I think we definitely need those spells back for this fight.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
no.
Daenerys kind of turned to you, Emma, and just asked Emma. So and how are you looking on power? Are you okay? Do you need a rest?
Well, I'm just fucked up. I clicked on create or destroy water to see what superpower she's got. And I had free slots and now I'm down to 0. So I don't know how to get that back to
You
free.
can just unclick one of the slots. So you can unclick it. So you just click on those slots and then it will remove
No,
it
that's
again.
I don't know. Click it again. That's it.
But I had free.
Yeah, click on that one. There you go. If it's red, it's used. If it's white, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So focus. What did Daenerys ask Emma? Sorry.
How are you looking on power, Emma? Are you okay? Do you need a rest or can you go in tonight?
So have we leveled up or are we close to leveling up?
Well, at this point, I'd say you'd probably level up after this particular, not this session, but after this particular encounter or this situation
Right.
that you're in. Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
So it's probably still a while.
Okay, so apparently one of my spell slots have been used, so I could do a rest. I'm okay, but I would say I would do a rest.
Okay, I agree because my Daenerys, at least my spells are pretty much tapped.
No.
Yeah.
And we kind of like your magical weapons.
Right?
So, but you both are only need short rests, right?
No,
Yes.
well, yeah, I need a full rest, 8 hours. I'm not. Remember, I'm not full elf. I know
Oh,
these
she's
ears are
awful.
pointy, but they're not that pointy. She looks at Emma.
Not even the good half of an elf. Yeah.
Well, I only need 4 hours.
Rubbing
Okay,
it in
but
there.
it's fine. Yeah. Then I think we should start our shifts. I don't think
Should
we
we-
should move or go
Should
back
we
to the.
interrogate? I think we should interrogate him now. If the rain is so deafening, we could probably actually get verbal answers out of him safely. So
Yeah,
we should definitely
we'll-
do that first.
Will we be able to
You
do it like
conscious or is he
that?
still unconscious?
He's still unconscious at this point. Since, with all your discussion, I mean, it hasn't taken long since you've lit the fire and the rain's pouring. So no, he's still unconscious.
That's fine. I'll grab him and I'll give him a few slaps. See if I can wake him up.
All right, it doesn't take much. He was on the verge of coming out of his state, and he opens
Okay.
his eyes wide, like all you can. He looks frightened at this point. He looks confused and not sure what's going on. Really, you can see that in his face.
Okay. Daenerys. We said Daenerys should ask the questions, right?
Oh, we hadn't actually decided, but I just mentioned that she has a persuasion of +3. It's not intimidation or anything. So I mean, it's yeah. So she can ask the questions, but it obviously has to be in such a way that it's not persuasive. Or whatever.
Okay.
That was more-
Okay. Do you have some ideas for questions, guys? So we can get this question ball rolling.
Alright. Let's ask him how many guards at the castle.
Yes. Do that.
What is the entrance? Which entrance should we use?
Well, yeah. How many guards? What entrance?
What entrance?
Oh, you
Which
guys
guards?
discussing this in front of him? Obviously, you haven't like started asking, but he's awake now.
I know, we're just lining up the questions basically.
Yeah, and then we can probably ask him if the dwarf is still alive. Let's start with that. So I mean, this is for nothing if that dwarf is kaput. I mean, we can just fuck off right now.
True.
Okay, so that would be. So okay, Daenerys, can you ask him? The guards at the gate by the clearing. How many guards are there? Now it sounds like a difficult question for a goblin.
All right. Well, Daenerys and this goblin is kind of out in the rain now, still hog-tied. His eyes open wide, his mouth gagged, looking around. He's starting to shake a bit. You're not quite sure if it's from fright or from the cold, but he's shivering. And Daenerys turns to him. All right, goblin. Listen up. If you answer our questions, you still might live. So, if we ask, you'll answer truthfully. Is that right? Will you do that? Okay, that was probably more intimidation than persuasion, because she just said he might live. So,
But I like the fruity tone she took. You know?
That was very, very interesting.
well, she was trying to be persuasive, not necessarily intimidating, but there was a hint of intimidation in there. So, let's see. I'll roll a. I mean, she was going for an intimidation-y tone, a persuasion, like trying to persuade him. Hey, listen, talk to me. If you don't, you're going to. You might live.
You
might
might-
live.
You might live. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a 3 + 3, so that's 6.
Shit.
You guys still just see the goblin kind of shaking there. You're not sure if he took it in or not. Daenerys just kind of says, well, it looks like he's agreeing. Steam shaking there with his head nodding like up and down.
but
Um,
it might be
Jacques-
the cold.
Jacques will sort of draw his rapier and point it and try and intimidate. I'm not going to do the accent tonight, guys. You will answer the
That's
lady.
fine.
You will answer the lady clearly to try and intimidate him to answer her question to agree.
All right. Roll an intimidation then.
All right. Oh, that's great. 18 plus 4, 22.
Nice.
This time you see an emphatic nod. His body's still shaking, but a clear nod is seen this time, and his eyes widen. As you pull your blade out, you already see, the fire kind of glints in this goblin's huge eyes. And as you draw the blade, you see a flash of silver in its eyes as it focuses onto what you're doing, Jacques, and you can see the color as white as his greenish skin is getting from the cold goes even paler.
Sure.
And he looks thoroughly frightened and intimidated.
Right.
Yeah.
Jacques just gonna like keep it pointed at his chest loosely, and will then let the questions to continue be asked.
All right.
I think ask the first question. Who is the leader of the Scragmore Castle? Let's just get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it's Daenerys asking the questions then, hey?
What is
Minute-
Daenerys?
Yeah.
What is her? Oh yeah, no, my charm is 0.
Which skill is it for interrogation?
It is charisma for well, there isn't
Persuasion.
interrogation. Yeah. So there's persuasion, which is charisma. And then there's intimidation, which is also charisma.
Can I do
But
the persuasion? I mean, it's one of my proficiencies.
Yeah. I mean, you can do persuasion, so you can ask the questions definitely.
Yeah.
Also to stop the GM from talking to himself.
It was fun. I was laughing at forcing talks to
Yeah.
play with himself.
Not so bad.
You know what? Okay, that's my. Okay, yeah. And I tell Bedrick, if you ask him a question and it's a truthful answer, we'll drag him closer to the fire, heat him up for a bit, and then put him out again.
Okay.
You know, just to maybe, I don't know,
I can incentivize him.
condition him. Yeah.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Then I hear this suggestion. I grab the rope in my hand, ready to pull him towards the fire, and I also take a dagger in my other hand and put it to his throat while I ask his question.
Shit,
Okay.
okay. Go for it.
What was the next question?
Who's the leader of the goblins here at Craigmore Castle?
Who's the leader at the castle, Goblin? You better tell me the truth.
Well, before before you ask him, you guys, because I mean it's been a while, so you guys do know, and you've already heard that King Groll is the leader of the
Yeah, King Groll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know this. I just want to let him
I want to
start
hear from his
speaking.
mouth.
Oh, you just
I
want
want
him to
to-
start speaking. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. So Bedrick, you go to ask the question. So I'm assuming you ungag him as you do this.
Yes.
As you're ungagging, he just starts to scream his lungs out.
Ada, without hesitation, grabs him by the neck and stuffs him in the bag. Closes it down.
Of course you do.
Now this isn't a small creature. I don't know if what size is your bag?
I mean, I've had a goblin in my bag before, didn't I?
Oh,
No, that
you
was
make-
a
yeah.
what do you call it?
A noble or
A kobold.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, as a kobold, which is a much smaller creature.
About the size of a quarter.
How much more is a versus goblin?
I think
I mean,
Just
goblins are
size-wise, so I'll
technically a
can.
small humanoid. So I mean,
if we're going to struggle putting him in the bag, I'll just push the blade up against his throat more so he can feel the sharpness of it. To me, maybe that shuts him up.
well, let me show you. No.
D&D.
So yeah, he's
Goblin.
he's about 5 feet, just under 5.
Oh shit.
Well, just under 5. So I'll say like 4-5.
Oh, I see. He is a bit bigger than a
Than a kobold, yeah. Not by much.
kobold. Not by much, but the fact is he's got a bigger head, so his proportions.
Yeah, they're probably bigger. They're a good head to. Hang on, let me show you here. I've actually got a good.
Yeah, I've got it open here on me as well.
A good height. That height thing with all the different height of the.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So
They got
it's
quite a big head.
yeah they're quite a bit bigger than in width and height to a kobold. So kobolds are generally pretty skinny. So yeah, I don't think you'll be able to fit him. So what do you do at this point? He's screaming his lungs
I
out.
agree.
You're holding him, Beardred, close to the fire, blade to his throat. What do you do?
I press it harder against his throat, just to the verge of breaking the skin, and I say, "You better shut up before I finish the job."
As you do that, and it will be part of that same intimidation check, he stops. He stops screaming.
It's like, good. Now you can answer the question.
Good. I say just take him closer to the fire so you can feel when he does something good, he gets a bit of warmth.
Then I drag him back towards.
You see,
closer to
you
the
see,
fire.
when you play with us, when you agree with us, you can be close to the fire. It's very cold out tonight, right? Just keep him there for a bit.
He just seems shaking. He doesn't answer. He just shivers.
I'm starting to doubt if this goblin can talk.
Someone's standing
Yeah.
guard. We interrogate this little fucker.
Oh, little dog. It's a
You
good
do
question.
hear him
though.
eventually, you do eventually hear him say under his breath almost, roll. You hear roll.
What?
Say again.
Roll.
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 King roll.
King roll. Aha. So you can talk, you little bastard. I'm happy to hear that.
No, that's good.
You can either stay next to the fire, or you can gush out blood until you die. So you can decide how this plays out, my friend. Now we've got some more questions for you.
More questions, yes. Is there a dwarf at the castle?
You see him nod his head. He just nods his head.
Do you know the name of this dwarf?
He shakes in the negative.
Is he still alive?
He kind of looks up at you and shakes his head in the negative.
Can I do an insight check?
Why, you little...
Yeah, roll insight.
Wow.
Oh,
Interesting.
fantastic.
Oh,
Six.
wow.
Yeah, through the shaking of this goblin, it's a bit difficult to tell if he's being truthful or not.
Well, shit.
I look at Addo, I'm like, Addo, what do you think?
I think we should put him in the rain for a bit, just to, cool him down, so he can answer us truthfully. He said there's a goblin, but there's a dwarf, but he's not alive. Why would not keep the dwarf there if he's not alive?
Okay,
So
fair enough. No,
I slightly pull
No,
him
that-
just out of the underpass into the rain.
yeah.
I look him in the eye and say, "Just think about it. Is that dwarf dead? Maybe can you see if you can remember a name?"
He seems shivering there. He shakes his head, still in the negative. You can see he's trying to hold on. It looks like he's fighting. He's trying to fight the cold.
I just
So
take my dagger away from his. No, but wait a minute, he's hogtied, isn't he? I'm a bit difficult. Oh, yeah, that's good. Take my dagger away from his throat. I reach behind to his hands and I cut off his pinky.
Oh shit!
He starts screaming again.
I think we should just God,
I
if
turn
he
him over
doesn't stop
again and I put
screaming.
the blade through his mouth. through his throat.
You hear
Now I
like
want a
gagging,
truthful
like,
answer out of you,
trying to
or the
solve-
next thing I cut will be on your shoulders.
I'll say roll another intimidation with advantage for me, please.
Okay. Yeah, first one was 14, the next one will be... Yeah, no, 14 is the highest. 13,
Okay,
so
no,
that's
that's
just
fine.
one.
It wasn't a
14.
very high DC, so no,
Yeah.
he's like, the dwarf is alive. He's there. Galrin.
That's
I think.
more like...
Galrin.
You see, when
That
you
wasn't
answer us
so bad.
truthfully, you can stand by the fire and we pull him in
Yes.
closer to the fire. Again.
Please no more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You see, the dwarf is our friend. And we'd like to go and save the dwarf. Which, No, I'm finished.
No. I was just gonna say the dwarf is your friend. Did not know this. He was just gonna say something along those lines.
Because we will just be asking questions about a dwarf in random, right?
Yeah. How many,
Yeah.
how many goblin are there at Cragmore? Serving the king.
There are many. There are many of us. Too many for
They'll
you to
just-
handle.
They're just goblins there, or there's something else? And I tap my blade on his nose.
He kind of says, "No, there's more than goblins there. There's hobgoblins and the dwarf."
Is there any other prisoners?
Well, none that have come in chains.
What do you mean, not come in chains? Oh, dead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think so.
There was a human fellow who arrived a few days ago with a small, scrawny goblin.
What?
Then, I mean, he came with his own free will, but the other goblins have taken advantage of him. And you do recall at this point, Jacques, Sassoon, and Beardrick, when you guys made your way to that first encampment, you had heard, obviously, the chatter of goblins speaking goblin, but then also a rough, gruff voice speaking rather demeaningly in common. Things like, you remember them saying things like, "Lick the floor now, that's it, yes. Eat the dirt, you dog." Kind of along those lines. Rather, cruel sounding, in common, these kind of strange demands.
Oh, sorry, I want to mess a game a bit. Didn't we know about a goblin and a human traveling together? Wasn't it the magician or the wizard? Or
Well, because you brought that up, and since it was a while, I was gonna, if we originally came to this point, I would have said roll an insight to try and figure it out, but unless you might have figured it out already. But yeah, you guys had originally captured a goblin, Droop, and a human, Red Brand, Lewis, who escaped the first night out whilst you guys were chasing the wizard.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna back to. Is there a wizard there at the castle?
No wizard there at the castle. No.
Is there a wizard that come to visit at the castle?
Sometimes there are many folk who come visit the castle. Many strange folk in and out.
Okay, tell me. There's a lot of food required and resources required to keep a castle. Where do the goblins get their food and their water?
Where do you think? The roads, of course. That's why we have all the wagons and barrel. Oh, okay, he doesn't say that. He says we have many wagons and barrels of food we get. Yes, from the roads.
Stolen, murdered.
Well, stolen, yes. But but that's that we were just ordered to do that.
Ordered to do that.
Yes.
And if we were ordered to kill you, you'd be fine with that.
Well, no, of course not. But that's you. You order. You do. I order. I do.
Giving this poor goblin a internal crisis.
Yeah.
How many entrances are there to your Cragmore Castle?
Should I do?
There's only the one entrance, the main entrance.
I want you to think again. And remember, if you don't answer truthfully, you are going to stand in the rain
Lose another limb.
with a dagger in your mouth.
A bit lower down.
I'm
A
gonna
bit
cut a
lower
bit lower this time. Yeah.
Think again.
Roll another intimidation with advantage.
Is it me now or Edo?
Up to you. I mean, you're both interrogating.
Can we both roll and take the best one?
Yeah.
I'll go for it. No. I already rolled one and unfortunately it was very bad, but yeah, go for it.
Which one is it? Intimidation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I forgot how to roll. I'm serious.
Just click
Sure,
on the number. Click on
Number. Yeah, the plus or the minus,
intimidation.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do, but it's not.
It's probably
I know I'm not signed in. I can see my character
Oh.
sheet, but I'm not signed in.
Well, then I'll just roll twice at advantage, I
Yeah.
suppose.
No, that's
Okay.
fine.
Roll again. Oh, it's worse than the first one.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, you broke up there. Yeah, I'm logging in. I'll roll now. Sorry, I couldn't hear anything.
Alright.
So the best intimidation will be 7.
Ah,
I know, right?
Can I cast Zone of Truth?
Yeah, you can.
Ooh. What does that do?
nice.
To create a
so
zone of
it's
truth.
read up on it quickly. So, Zone of Truth. You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. Till the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn, they must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of truth. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to cast this, Emma.
I'm asking the guys, should I?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Because
is
I've
awesome.
got 3 second level spells, and if I use this, it's on a second level spell. It would be -1.
Because if I keep chopping up this garden, there's not going to be much left of it.
All right.
We are going to take a long
Okay.
rest as well, so spend it.
Okay, cool. There we go. Let's hope for the best.
Okay, cast. Alright, so the goblin needs to make a charisma saving throw. What's your spell save DC?
Oh, say 13.
Alright.
Yeah, Christmas.
Alright,
13.
charisma save 13. Okay, let's see.
Because it's a high elf, it's 14.
They're right. Just putting it out there. Think, you know?
It rolled a 7 plus.
Ah.
I just want to see stats here for charisma. It's a -1. So yeah, so it's
Fantastic.
Fucking floppy.
So you can describe what you do as you cast Zone of Truth. I see it's a verbal and semantic, meaning you speak and you make hand gestures.
Nice.
So I basically, is he sitting on something or is he dangling from someone's
He's
hand?
hogtied on the ground.
Hogtied, hands and feet behind his back, his chest on the ground.
Bleeding from one hand.
And this is an area effect. It creates like a dome. That's why it's called a zone, like a bit of a dome around in a 60-foot area.
Okay, so Emma will
15
basically
feet. Sorry.
touch with her finger the point where he is being held, and then walks and basically widens her arms like in a circle and speak like in a melodic voice, a spell, and then it's basically cast the spell.
All right. And then I actually need all of you also to roll
Oh,
a
shit.
saving as well, since you're all pretty much in the zone of truth. You're all squeezed up together.
Oh crap! So she could ask us anything.
Well, you don't have to answer, but you can't. You
With
don't
this-
have to answer. You can talk around the truth, but you can't tell a deliberate lie, and it has to be the 13. And Emma, as you cast and you do your verbal and semantic gestures, this silvery light emanates off of her, and this bubble of silver spreads out rapidly. And you all feel the spell trying to take effect of you, but as the silver moves out, it also at the same time kind of dissipates. So you can still feel the magic working within the area, but you don't see it. All right. So what were those rolls?
I rolled a
Alistair.
9.
Okay, 9. So that's a fail.
Yep.
Jacques.
Does this count as being charmed? Or is
Let's
this-
see. Good question.
I'm just checking because I've got advantage against magic charming.
Oh wow.
It's an enchantment.
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
then that's an 8.
All right, but well, how do you know if something is a charm? Hang on. So command would be considered a charm. It's also an enchantment. Hang on. Let me just Google it rather quickly. This zone of truth.
Shame, I didn't mean to derail
No.
it. We
Good
can
question. Good question.
roll.
Good question though.
Start asking really uncomfortable, never have I ever questions.
Yeah. You're right. Well, with my saving throw, she basically ask me anything.
It's zone of truth, and what do you call it?
Right?
Charm.
Yeah. It's a what? No, wait.
I would say just fire him with questions
No.
and don't give him chance to.
To think, yeah.
Mm.
Well, Emma casted the spell, Bedrick's the threat, and then that'll be the questionnaire.
Let's see. Oh, Mr.
Yeah. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must. No, this isn't considered being charmed because you're not necessarily being controlled.
Okay.
You're just
okay.
you just are not able to speak a lie, pretty much. So
Alright,
you
okay,
still
so then
have
that's a
you still
fail.
have control of your mental faculties to a certain, to most degrees.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's okay. So that's a fail on your end, Jacques.
Yeah.
Adar. Adar.
Bedrick is like, don't ask me how I feel. Don't ask me how I feel.
Well, Daenerys also fails.
Okay.
And Sassoon. He also fails. What the hell's going on here?
Sorry, I rolled a 2.
Okay, so everybody fails. So everybody, you feel this effect taking hold of you, and
Mercy of Emma.
yeah, no one can speak a lie. So Anyway, all right. So to continuing on from here, Adod, you asked the same question. How many entrances are there?
Yes, I'll ask the exact same question.
He does feel the effect of the spell, so he says, "Ah, what have you done? Okay, I'll speak. There's definitely more than one entrance.
Do you want to elaborate on where the other entrances are? Or do
Are
you
you
want to stand in
speaking
the cold?
truth?
Well, there is a back entrance. It's a little difficult to get to. You have to climb quite a bit of a cliff, and it's slightly covered. It's on the northern section, northern part of the well, actually, from your direction, it would be on the eastern side. No, western side. He says on the west of the castle.
Is there any other entrances?
Well, you could try and climb in through the roof. There isn't much of a roof in some parts of the castle. It's, as you can see, rather broke. As you've seen, probably rather broken down.
We heard
Can Emma
an
come closer to him and ask? Sorry.
Sorry, carry on.
Now Emma wants to know whether he, by him screaming, did he alert any of his buddies, any other goblins?
Sorry, yeah.
Possibly, he says with a grin on his face.
Oh.
Okay. All right, cool.
Little bitch.
Yeah.
Jacques gonna sort of step in and say, we overheard someone exceptionally demeaning when we were scouting out the camp. Are the goblins enslaved or are they loyal? Could we incite a rebellion, or would they? Do they loyally serve this individual, the ruler?
You asked that question, but also just to elaborate a bit more on the demeaning commands that you assume was being done to whatever human had come in, because there was a human who willingly came in. Yeah.
Okay. I thought the human was being my bad.
Yeah, no, the human was being demeaning, or he was the one being. And I'm sure Adar and Sassoon, at least Sassoon, would have filled you in and said, yeah, there was this guy that we had captured underneath a manor. He was part of a gang called the Red Brands, and he wasn't a high up general or anything of this band of ruffians, but we captured him and took him along, and he managed to escape us the one night. So don't think he's anything special. So I'm not surprised he's in that position. And then you asked the same question, and the goblin just says, well, goblins are usually we tied to our chieftains, and we follow strength.
Okay. I was hoping we could be like fucking Star Wars and just incite a rebellion.
You knows you could try.
Sorry, carry on. How many have we asked him how many people are like in total are in there? He said
No,
like
he
a
only
lot.
he said a lot. Too many for us.
Could we bargain to get the dwarf back? Shall we storm the keep, go in through the ceiling like
Go
James
through
Bond and just take shit out?
Doo-doo-doo.
Exactly.
That's not
Tom
James
Cruise our way
Bond.
through.
Yeah.
That's
Tom Cruise always
starting to sound like.
sent my parrot in as a Top Gun scout.
All right. Okay. Do we have enough information on this goblin, or do we need something more?
I'm still not satisfied that there's not another entrance. I'm picturing a sewer mission in my head, but it's not happening.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
Worried about maybe the other guys are on their way.
I'm gonna take advantage of this question, zone of truth or whatever it's called, and just ask him like, so tell me again, what other creatures are in this castle?
Well, we've managed to capture, or a group of us, a few days ago managed to capture an owlbear. So
Oh,
Maybe.
I'm so glad you asked. That would have been a cock surprise.
oh, bear.
didn't we a few nights back we heard an owlbear cry out?
yeah, so
Good, yes.
at that mention, just so that we can go back. I mean, we're gonna probably go back a couple of times. When you guys had went to and you rescued North from the first goblin hideout, Bedrick, you left the group and followed and scouted out, and you found another group of goblins, and you found some paw prints, and you found a clearing where you saw a scuffle broke out, and you saw bear-like footprints.
That's right.
And then you also followed these footprints, like this drag marks and goblin prints, and you found a large group of goblins that had a captured cave bear, a captured owlbear with them, making their way west from where you were going.
Yeah.
And then again, whilst you guys were making your way west, you had heard the sound of and seen a couple of times in the night another owlbear also making its way in the same direction, and you also found footprints of young owlbears.
Oh.
Must be 2 or 3 that were also following along. So you can deduce that this is obviously an owlbear kind of following along, looking for its kind of mate. And also, I know one of you had rolled originally quite a high nature check on owlbears, because I do remember telling you that owlbears are wild creatures, very intelligent, and they are trainable, but it takes months and even years of training, and even then they can be volatile if their masters are cruel or whatever else. So
And didn't you say they like mate for life as well?
yeah, they're pretty much made for life.
If we could track down a mate, we could possibly persuade him to fight for us.
Or
Or
we just break out the owlbear that they've caught and let it run amok.
they let it run amok. Yeah.
That could also work.
While we're
Just
fighting,
imagine
that would be a big
if an
distraction.
owlbear fights for us, guys. I'm just saying, we win. Easy as that.
If
Would we be able to communicate with
And
someone
if
have?
I'm late, then it's everybody else's
Exactly. All I'm saying is, stay out of his way.
Does anyone have speak with animals? A spell or an ability
Let me check Daenerys quickly.
to communicate?
So
with it?
soon as
Because-
basically an animal, I think leave that one to us.
We speak all the time, so I'm sure we can
fair
handle
enough.
it.
Speak. Nope. Daenerys doesn't have speak with animals.
Okay. So here's another option. We find the mate and we offer this goblin as a tribute,
Yes.
and then that's how we get it to fight for us.
I like the way you're thinking.
I think that's a very good idea.
We will then have to pickle a goblin along with us until we find the mate.
Yeah, we'll knock him unconscious and drag him along.
Yeah. But
I like the plan, and as you say this, I'll punch him out.
wait, before you punch him out.
Too late. Poof.
Oh no, man, damn it.
Quick, slap him again, wake him up.
I had another question.
Oh,
I wanted to know where they keep the
Yeah. Okay.
No, I wanted to know where they keep the owlbear.
That would have been a really good question.
Yeah.
Well, you got
well,
time.
maybe when
you knocked him out.
Yeah.
When we wake
I'll
up,
actually
when we
just
wake up
say
in the morning.
Before you knock him out, no, you knock him out. I mean, it won't be difficult. He's all tired. I'm not going to make you roll for that.
No, he's gonna die if we don't warm him up.
I'll bring him closer to the fire, it's fine. He can be unconscious.
There's already not a lot of space though.
I had him there now. I guess in the same angle.
Yeah, but I mean, I pictured in our minds like me and you standing completely outside in the rain and almost
On
keeping
the
him.
opposite side, actually. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh well, hopefully he survives the night, then we can trade him.
I think I think it would be in our best interest to try keep him alive. If we're gonna use him as a tribute, I think it would be more effective with a living goblin.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
But, we've got a lot of living goblins not too far away from here. Just wait for a scouting group to go out and then
Pick another one, and there you
pick
go.
another one. Yeah, it's
Fair
in our
enough.
best interest to
Move
kill
it
as
up with
much
goblins.
goblins as possible.
Right?
Yeah, this is very true. Okay, dope. So he's unconscious, and I guess we're now free to take our long rest.
So I think Emma made a very fair point, which nobody really acknowledged.
Oh yeah, sorry, they could be coming.
Exactly.
Shit.
I think we'll be fine because it was already
We just
heavy
do a
rain.
perception around the area to see if we hear anything funny, anyone.
Well, yeah, you can start your. Roll a perception check now if you'd like before your camp, and yeah. So there's going to be 3 watches. I think we usually did 3, right? Because I think we decided we mentioned that 2 hours spent resting beforehand.
Yo,
So-
Emma's just ever vigilant. So am I. Haha.
Alright. So with that high roll, I'd actually say with disadvantage. Sorry.
Ah.
What?
It's dark and it's raining.
Oh man.
That is so high, elf.
That is insane. That's another nat 20. That's 2 in a row.
Okay.
This is meant to be.
Alright.
Sorry, guys. I'm not cheating. I promise. I'll send photos if you don't believe.
No, you're on our side. I don't care.
Yeah. No, we can see. We see your rolls. So
Oh, you guys can see them. Okay,
yeah.
dope.
Can we roll? What are we roll? Perception.
Yeah. Well, we've already got a high roll there, and I'd only allow two of you to roll in any case. So.
Yeah, thank God, because I rolled a 4.
Get those bad rolls out now.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's I'm doing them right now. So it's out of the way.
Nice.
So Jacques, you, and this is with a look at you. I'm taking it as a 23. You do go out, and you kind of take a look around, do a quick little short scouting mission as you move, just stopping and listening, trying to hear through the rain more than see, since at this point it's just a shower of rain, and this rain has now started turning into sleet. It's this hard, a heavy, icy water that just hits you, and it actually stings a bit. It stings your face. Your hands and face just go numb as you go out there, and you try and keep a lookout. You don't see anything because, like I said, it's just this sheet of ice and water. And you keep a listen out, and you hear absolutely nothing. It's just rain and water. You don't hear an animal. You don't hear any creature. It's so quiet besides the rain. You climb up to the top of the hill, not happy with with that particular with that answer. You want to know what's going on. So you climb up to the top, and you take a look. And you can see now from up here, you can just make out the dimmest light in that first encampment. Kind of, it's difficult to see. Really, you only just make it out with your eyes. And even up here, you don't hear or see anything else other than the tiny light in the direction and probably the same distance that the camp was. And I'll say also with that same perception roll, you also know that if anyone's going to be out here at this during this weather, you know that they would need some sort of light source or something, because if you're a high elf can't see in this weather, a piddly little goblin ain't going to see shit. So
Dope.
you feel secure in the knowledge that there's probably nothing about at this point.
Okay, cool. Jacques scrambles back and fills in the group. All quiet. I think we're safe enough to take a long rest still.
Okay.
All right. So, who's taking the first watches in this cold, miserable weather?
I'll take the first watch. It's fine.
I'll also take first watch.
Alright. Second watch.
Jacques will jump on that one.
Alright. Anyone joining?
At all?
Anybody?
Anybody at all?
I don't mind. I
No,
got this.
there are 4 watches. I do remember now. There are 4 watches. Alright, so
Okay,
we'll
so
take,
yeah.
okay, that's fine. Alright, who's taking third?
Sorry, I was gone for a while. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Jacques, I'll say Daenerys joins you.
Dove.
Alright, who's taking third? I'll say
I will. I will.
Sassoon and Addo.
Yeah.
And then there is a 4th watch.
I can jump on the 4th one now.
No, you can't because you're a human. You can't take any more time.
Woman.
Human. So it will be Emma and others.
Jacques.
Yeah, Emma.
Yeah.
That is deeply offensive.
All right. So, as you guys bed down, or at least try and bed down, everything is wet. There's not a single dry spot. I mean, this small makeshift cover. Your fire is barely going at this point. You managed to find wood enough to last the night.
Sorry.
Yeah.
May I, just to create some kind of comfort, cause, create or destroy water?
I mean, you can do that for and I think it only lasts a few minutes. Hang on, let's see here. Create and destroy water. Yeah, it lasts. It's an action, so you can do one thing with it, and then that's it. And then you have to probably keep recasting. So, for example, you could, for one action, destroy water, 10 gallons of water in an open container within range.
Unless I do it on second level, and that's also not okay.
Yeah, but I mean that will. So for example, if you wanted some dry ground for a few seconds, you can do that. But I mean, you guys are on a hill, halfway up a steep mountainish hill, in a very small like overhang, and there's water gushing down the top.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, if I use a spiritual weapon and do an umbrella or something.
Spiritual tent.
You know that it's spectral, so it's only the force of the attack that's actually physical. So the rain passes through. You would know that, yeah. All right. So as you guys bed down, like I said, all nice and wet and rather cold. The only slight bit of warmth coming from a fire. Beardrick and Emma, I'd like you guys to roll the first perception checks for me, please.
All right.
With disadvantage.
Oh, come on.
14.
And the next one will be... my lowest is an 8.
Alright. No, it's not bad. So as you sit there, again, similar to what Jacques had seen, it is deathly quiet besides the rain smashing down and just filling your ears. Very dark out there. Even the fire light seems to be dimmed by this rain. It's relentless, and even the little bit of light that's coming through only really shows the rocks and the covering around it. You don't see your fellow party members or friends, comrades. But is there anything you guys would like to say or do before your watch comes to an end? At this point, nothing much is happening.
Okay.
All right.
Did
Perfect.
we
Yeah.
notice the same things?
Wait.
So we both noticed the same things, which
Pretty-
is basically bugger all.
Yeah. It's very difficult to see anything. You guys are standing outside in
Yeah.
the wet. And I mean, even the guys, the goblin, although he's close to the fire, is still in the rain, just to make cover for the rest of you. Actually, there has to be 3 people outside, so one other person has to be in the rain, unfortunately. I'll say semi-covered at least, with that fire inside. So who's going to be the unlucky fellow?
Jacques can be, because then he's taking 2 rest spots. We can say that he needs the 8 hours to sleep then,
All right,
which he gets. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I bless Jacques before I go to rest?
You can bless him. I mean, I think bless only lasts a few seconds. Let's just see here. And also, I mean, you haven't started your rest, so I would allow you to do it. So you bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends. The target can. So no, bless won't really do anything in this instance.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It has to do with attack and saving. Yeah.
I
There are
appreciate
other spells that do buff.
Guidance?
That do buffers.
that.
Trying
I
everything.
don't think guidance will help, unfortunately. But thank you.
Yeah,
But just like hunker under his like sheet as best you can under his cloak.
Well, you can cast guidance because guidance will allow you to roll, but it's an action up to 1 minute, for 1 minute. So yeah, it wouldn't really do much for a long perception check. So no. All right. So you guys, your watch passes without any incident. Everyone trying to get as much sleep as possible, rather restless. All right. But we go into the second watch with Jacques and Daenerys.
Okay, perception
perception.
disadvantage.
Perception at disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah. 13 for sure.
13, and then Daenerys 13 as well. Alright, so standing out in the cold and wet. Also, again, trying to keep an ear and eye out. It's difficult to hear anything. Daenerys, you see her kind of standing there shivering a bit, trying to pull her cloak warm and trying to stand with her back as close to the fire as possible, although it's difficult with a cover over it. But yeah, you don't see much. Is there anything you'd like to ask or say to Daenerys?
Daenerys is also a full elf, hey?
Yeah, no, Daenerys is half elf.
Half of okay. No, I think he'll also just try and, like, without being weird about it, just scuttle as close as he can to try and just get warmth between the two of them. And I think he's just gonna sort of very lightly under his breath hum an elven tune to while away the watch.
Alright. And it's actually quite funny because as you hum and get close,
no.
she doesn't mind. What do you want?
Oh no, sorry. I thought you were like, oh, you start humming and they hear you, the entire scout troop.
Well, you haven't finished the sentence. That's what I was asking. Why you? But yeah, you start humming under your breath as you guys move close to each other to keep warm. And strangely enough, she hums along with you as if she knows the song that you're humming under your breath.
Excellent. Jacques recognizes it. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't stop humming, and they can harmonize together.
Perfect. And that watch passes without any issue as you go to wake up Sassoon and Adar for their watch. At this point, the rain hasn't stopped. It's continuing. It's falling pretty hard at this point still.
Has he woken up?
Yeah.
Up again?
Yeah, so I mean, if there's anything you want to say, Jacques, to Sassoon and Adar, you can if you'd like. Otherwise, Sassoon and Adar, yeah, you guys can roll perception with disadvantage.
Yeah, we'll just nod off and say no sign of anything yet, and then head back to sleep.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Sure.
Disadvantage. There we go. Nice.
I'm sure it's going to happen.
Ador. Dirikak.
Alright. So as you guys sit there, in the cold and wet, Sassoon seems to be bearing it okay. I mean, he's standing there. He kind of says, he turns to Adam and says, "Where I come from, brains like this all the time." And then he kind of puts his he puts his hand on your shoulder like quite quickly, like all of a sudden, and puts his finger to his lips. And you just make out his eyes turning to you. Do you have dark vision at all?
Yes.
Alright, yeah. So you do see him turn, and you guys like stare into each other's eyes for a moment.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow! Wow!
He's like, shh, it's okay. No.
Oh my God! It's just the creepy shit. Oh my soul!
Out of the gutter.
The pedophile. Shh.
He just grabs hold of your shoulder, and but like quite quickly, and just puts his finger to his mouth like this. Actually, no, he doesn't do that. He does a weird sign that you know just means keep quiet, in his funny hand motion way. And you see him make the sign for danger.
Oh dear.
And then he says wait. And then he says no. He just shakes his head. It's okay. Sounds like that bear creature far off.
Far off.
Making noises, yes.
Can Sassoon make out how far? Like an.
You ask him the question, he shakes his head. It's hard in this rain. I just barely heard it.
What? How do you think we should attack the castle? No, it's actually not a good question to ask if Jeffrey is not playing the character.
Yeah. Well, if you asked Sassoon, just out of how I might think, let me just think about it. He might say something along the lines of, either way, I mean, I don't mind bloodshed, but if there isn't any, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
Alright, and other than that, your guy, unless there's anything you want to ask Sassoon, but other than that, the watch kind of
Yeah. No, there's nothing.
comes to an end at this point. Alright, fourth and final watch, Emma and Jacques, you guys are up.
Jacques
What's going to happen now?
rolls back up again. Jacques gonna check on the goblin to see if he's still breathing.
Alright, make a medicine check for me.
Connor a little bit forgot about the goblin.
No.
14.
Yeah, if she's helping, you can roll with advantage, Jacques.
Dope. Thank you. That's a lot better. That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah, you
Thank
go
you
up
for
to
the
the
aid.
goblin. You don't actually see any breath. Like when you guys are breathing, especially under the cover, the bit of cover that there is, you see your breath in the air. You don't see that with the goblin. And for a moment you panic, and you go up to him and you try and feel in front of his mouth. You don't feel anything. You put your hand to his chest. You don't feel anything. You then put your sharp ears down onto his chest. And doof. Doof doof.
Hmm.
Doof doof. Very, very slow heartbeat.
Damn,
Time to bite.
damn, he's still around.
Damn it.
I'll make it to tomorrow, don't worry.
Right?
I'm a medicine expert.
Right?
Just because you rolled a 20 doesn't make you an expert.
He's an expert, damn it.
Shit. Okay, so what Jacques going to do is try and. Okay, first he's gonna look. He's gonna do his job as a guard, and he's gonna check and do the perception. And if we're safe, he'll move on to trying to boil a little thing of water and see what he can do to warm the goblin up enough to make it through to the next day. Or I don't know what party guys. What do you think? We just let him throw? Can we go steal another one?
Well, as far as I know, I am passed out as a rock right now, so
Yeah, it's between you and Emma.
Yeah.
Um,
I can do
Oh,
a
yeah.
medicine check.
Yeah, Emma, what do you think? Should we save it?
I can do a medicine check, but to waste the slot, do we need any more information from him?
Actually, Adar, you could also be privy to this because I mean, this happens as soon as Jacques is up. So, Adar, if you have any.
So
input, you
I
can
wanted
also
to ask him some questions under that veil of truth or that thing, but honestly, it's difficult as you know already, and I'm scared if we take him along, he might just run away, or just scream again, or
Long.
I don't think
Yeah.
he's in any condition to do either of those things.
not now, but if we keep him alive for tomorrow and we travel to find the bear or the whatever.
Uh, is
Yeah.
it Adar that heard where the
so
how
soon.
the scream came
soon,
from?
yeah. Well, he heard it, but he
okay.
didn't know the exact direction. He says.
Okay.
Okay, but I can that's information I can share with the party as well. Since Asun did
Sure,
tell
we do,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sassoon is also technically awake. He would have said at this point. I mean, he would have said. So. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the bugbear is close, but I think the logistics of carrying a goblin with us is too much.
Mm. Okay. Well, Jacques will still warm the water to try and get him through to the morning, so you can ask the last questions, and then we can loss him.
That's 100%. I'm not gonna stop you from keeping him
Keeping him
alive,
going.
but just know I'm not gonna be sad if he's gone.
Okay.
Well, I can use my blanket, and you can try to wrap in a blanket. See if the little mongrel will stay alive.
Yeah.
If it doesn't
Yeah.
make it, then so be it.
Mm.
Maybe
so
offer
let's-
him food.
If he survives to morning, yeah. Then he can get some food. So let's do our perception check to check the area, and then we can go about trying to keep this little thing going.
Perception.
All right. Yeah. So yeah.
Is it-
So if roll perception
Without disadvantage.
with disadvantage. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh my word! That's a nat 20 and a 13.
Nice.
Still okay.
It's a lucky night. So that's 16 for Jacques.
Nice. And then Emma.
11.
All right. So sitting
He
there.
doesn't know anything.
Yeah, no, you guys stand out and in the wet and cold. At this point, it's slightly still sleeting pretty much, and the ground is absolutely soaked. There's torrents of water running down around you, and it is bitingly cold at this point. You guys are shivering. All of you at this point are getting very cold. Being exposed to the elements as you are at this point. It's difficult to concentrate and see what's out and about. Jacques, you manage to keep your wits as much as you can, but don't make out anything threatening or anything untoward as you stand your watch. Whilst you guys are standing there, anything you'd like to discuss or say? Or are you going to check on the goblin?
Yeah, just still gonna boil the water,
Alright.
and I think Emma and I will do what we can to wrap it in a blanket, try and like tuck the hot water pot in its arms to warm up its chest and do what we can.
Emma will have second thoughts and ask Pepe Le Pew if she should maybe rather use the blanket to cover our own than the.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If someone's like shivering terribly in their sleep, probably a better idea to put it over them.
Everyone is shivering at this point.
Yeah, see if you can like lay it over two people, like enough to cover as many as possible.
Put them closer together.
Also,
I don't
Honestly,
wanna
we're,
wake
like,
up.
sleeping, we're all
I don't
sleeping
wanna
like
wake up
like a sandwich, we're just three
someone
people
else.
cuddling each other.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Also, because I mean, you're now out in the. There's one other person that now also needs to be out or sleeping exposed. Unfortunately, because there's not enough space. So who's the other person that's going to be
Outside already from the start. I've never once been in the cave, so. I'll
So
be
is
outside.
it me and Jock and the
Give him
goblin?
the jacket.
Well, I mean, the fire is already only making it that 3 people can be inside. So there's 2 of you on watch. So a third person has to be a little bit out, like
Goblin?
somewhat. Like half his
You-
body is pretty
yeah.
much in the wet and cold.
If you think I'm grey by nature, you should see me now.
Yeah, so Isaac volunteered as tribute.
Then you're invisible.
Yeah, you see him; he's looking paler than usual. You might even
Shame,
say
give
there's a
him the
hint
blanket.
of blue.
Right?
Ooh.
Turn into a smurf.
Pretty much.
No, you actually see he gets even grayer, like a dark.
You didn't think it was possible, but it's happening.
Shall we give him our blanket?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have new?
I don't think I have
Bedroll.
I don't think I have a blanket specified in my backpack.
I think you all should have bedrolls.
Yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
bedroll. Yeah, so I'll offer that for him to wrap himself in.
And I've got a candle for
Well,
what that might be worth.
I'm straight out, so either you wrap me up or you have to wake me up. One of the two things.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna like lay it on top of you.
There you go.
Don't get kinky now.
Alright, so you wrap Beardrick up as best you guys can, and you use the hot water.
Do I wake up finding myself swaddled? That's all I'm asking.
You are like snug as a bug. Like you are just
Oh, wow.
cocooned.
A little burrito.
Oh my word! Like I can't even get out. I have to call for Adol. Like, hey, what's up? Get me out of this.
Oh fuck! I thought we were being cute. Now we're gonna be attacked, and he's gonna be like restrained.
It's a perrito. Pedrito.
He can get his arms out.
Oh my word!
Alright, but so you wrap him up and yeah.
DM, is there like so Jacques heard that there's the possibility of the owlbear being out there. Can he listen? Like he wants to be on the lookout specifically for
Alright.
what could possibly be owlbear tellings.
Okay, that's fine. I'll keep that in mind with that roll. I'll let you know if Jacques does hear anything or see anything.
Thank you.
Alright. Okay, but your watch goes by. You do what you can for your fellow comrades and for the goblin to try and help them through this cold night. But your watch also goes by uneventfully. There not much really happens, and a new day doesn't dawn. You guys went to bed pretty early, and you wake up early as well. It's probably around 4 o'clock now, at this point, and there's no light. Still, it's very dark. As you go to stir your comrades, frozen stiff, sore from the previous day's march and battle, barely getting any sleep. Where if you even could find sleep, I need all of you to roll Constitution saving throws for me with disadvantage.
Oh, I apparently had to
Ah,
I
that's a
have
bad
disadvantage
idea.
for my children.
We're gonna need that tea.
Constitution with disadvantage. That's fucking great. I rolled 19.
Can she not bless us? Maybe.
8.
No.
This is obviously a long term saving throw. It's not a like a minute save. So
So blessing and what?
before we
down?
continue, you all do get a long rest. So just take your long rests first.
Well, I was already fine and start ready. So. When do my when does my disease, whatever it is, the AIDS I have?
Good point. Okay, so as you wake up, Beatrick, you feel the singeing pain in your backside and now spreading down your leg. It burns, and I need you to roll a d4 for me, please.
All right. Okay, and that'll be a 3.
All right, so if you can subtract 3 from your max HP for me, please.
Oh, fuck.
And then, Emma, you also wake up. Your arm burning. The pain returned. As I need you to roll a d4 for me, please, as well.
How do I override my max HP?
Oh, we should have asked him. So, like, are they planning to kill the dwarf? Or does he know what's the plans with the dwarf? Because then we know we've got time or not time. Because that's kind of what where we're at now, yo.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough call here because we're pretty fucked, and that's a castle full of goblins.
Yeah, I don't love my character, so I don't mind.
Tune in.
No, I'm
for the
lying.
next-
I
I'm
love
lying.
your character, Adol. I love your character.
And then fucking don't put him out in the rain. Yes,
You
sir.
put him out in the rain. I'm not the one that didn't buy like camping equipment and thick cloaks and stuff like that. You're the guys out there.
I like how you're making it. You're like making it sound like we're thinking all this cock out. No, we
Well,
made
I
one
warned you
little
that
mistake.
There was a warning. Remember, I said, well, I didn't say, but the rhino indicated that there was a big storm on the way, and it's hit.
But we were also in the woods, and there was nowhere to buy jack shit. So.
Well,
And it's like there might be a storm, or there's a storm on its way. Is it 1 day, 2 days? You know,
Yeah, well,
what was our options? You know,
That's okay.
run
You
We've
could've-
into.
learned
you
a
could've built
lesson.
better doesn't matter. It happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we've
no,
learned
it
a
happened.
lesson.
It happened.
The next time we fucking venture out into the woods, we're gonna be glamping.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'll kidnap and train goblins just to scout ahead and put up our camps.
Kobolds.
No,
so
no,
no.
fuck that shit.
Alright,
After
so
feeling that
yeah.
sharp pain and all that,
Yeah.
I'm not going to show it or anything like that. I'll walk up to Emma because I know that she was also affected. And I want to ask her, like, how you holding up from the bite?
Yeah, so Emma, what did you roll the d4, right? What did you get?
2.
A 2. Okay, so that's -2 on your max.
Yes,
So
I'm
at the moment, Beatrick, you've got -5 in total,
Yes.
and Emma, you've got -6 in total.
Oh,
All right, as you feel okay, and Beatrick asks you the question, Emma, how are you feeling?
Well, like crap. But we can't tell the others because this is for the greater good. We need to support them. They are hurting like hell. I can help you. I can. For the time being, it's not going to last for long. I can try lesser restoration and help you a bit, but we saw last time it didn't do much.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It didn't do anything. It's slightly there was a slight easing, but
That's not change out.
did nothing.
Yeah. Oh, I'll turn around to her and I'll say, no, you're right. This is probably better good. And let's face it, I can't get any more than I already am. So let's keep it between us then, and we just carry on.
All right, perfect. And then those of you, you rolled a Constitution
Dex
saving
save.
throw. That was
Oh,
Constitution
Constitution save.
with
Yeah.
disadvantage. What were your rolls? So let's start with Jacques. What did you roll?
We all rolled.
Sorry, dude. I completely lagged out on that one. What are we rolling here? A con check.
Yeah, Constitution saving.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a 4.
Alright, so that's a fail. So you take 1 point of exhaustion. You can mark that down on your sheet. There should be somewhere. Where do you mark exhaustion?
Exhaustion, man.
Oh, it's under conditions.
Put that as well.
Condition.
Yeah, so conditions should be under where it says your HP and stuff.
Mm.
It says current max, and then underneath.
Oh,
so,
conditions. Okay.
so if you've rolled a 14 and lower, you are exhausted. 1 level of exhaustion.
One level of
If you rolled what and lower?
14 and lower.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Gain
well, I rolled
1 level of exhaustion.
okay.
No, wait a minute.
So,
Level.
Jacques, you failed. Daenerys
Yeah.
and Sassoon also fail.
Adar also failed.
Ada also fails. All right.
Where's the exhaustion?
Under conditions. So if it's under current and max HP, it says conditions. You click in there and then scroll to the bottom of that.
Yeah, it
Exhaustion.
couldn't look less like a button if it tried.
Nothing here. On
Okay.
the web page of D&D Beyond, where can we find it? Because I'm trying to look for it here and I can't see it.
Okay, if you look at the screen, I'll show you now. So it's over here. So there's the current and max HP, and then it's under here. It says conditions, and then you just scroll right down to the bottom of conditions. Oh, shit.
No, not there.
Oh, wait.
Conditions, right down to the bottom under conditions there.
I don't know. Hang on. We'll eventually get there.
Alright. Sorry, we're having some animal difficulties. They're all coming to view the rats.
The rats.
Yeah, we've got rats now, for those of you who don't know.
Oh, okay.
Pet
Um,
rats. Pet rats.
Okay, I was just asking willing. I've got rats as well. I've got mice, spiders, all the animals.
All the pet animals. Yeah.
No, they are not pet animals.
Alright. That's okay, they'll come here eventually, I'm sure. Alright, so you all, unfortunately, the night was difficult and really cold, and you all wake up, everyone except for Adar and Beatrick are pretty much blue. Adar, you're slightly less purple. What color were you again, Adar? I can't remember. Purple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Reddish.
reddish.
I
You're
think
going more, then you're going more purple now then.
going more purple now.
With the cold and
Orange.
Beatrick, you're turning a lot more grey. But yeah, the day has come. It's rather miserable. You eat your meager cold meal. The campfire now, barely more than a soft glow. The wood that you guys had gathered the previous day used up, and not a dry piece in sight. All right.
How far from the nearest town
Yeah.
are we?
Oh, we've got a pretty detailed map now, don't we?
It's not, but yeah. I mean, it's pretty detailed. Yeah, you got it from what's his face?
Yeah, in that weird town with the screeching thing.
Yeah.
That
The Wabberjack.
the web.
that's what I said.
That's a Jabberwocky.
Jabberwock, that's it.
The lumberjack. Yeah.
The Wabberjack.
Wabberjack is fucking stupid. Jesus.
That's good. If you go under session resolve, you'll see the map. So I mean,
Oh yeah.
it took you guys about a day and a half of fast travel to get to this particular point. It will
Sure.
take you another full day to get to the nearest town, which would be Fandlin.
Yeah. So we kinda have to make a call now. Are we gonna try?
keeping in mind that Emma and Beatrick are
Yeah.
suffering at the moment, and there is
Can
a
we-
dwarf alive or
I
dead.
know that.
100% sure at this point.
Yep.
Oh no,
So there's
yeah.
can we wake up the goblin?
All right.
Is the goblin alive?
You go to check. You give him a shake and a stir. No movement.
No movement. Can I hear if his heart is beating?
You go down to his chest, and as you do, you hear as he moves in to bite at your face.
Oh my soul.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
He's gonna roll to. That is a 13 to hit.
My AC is 14.
Yeah,
Oh.
so you managed to dodge out the way.
Oh, it's a rat.
Good.
Cute.
They're saying cute.
Cute, man.
Yeah, they can see it. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
So lovely.
So
Keep
we'll
it away from the goblins.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Nice
keep it away
snack.
from you, hey Addo, because well, no, who killed the rat?
It was in
No.
the robot. Was set on fire in the bog.
You got caught in the crossfire, literally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite
It was
literally.
in. Yeah.
He was in Roger.
It was in Roger. Yeah.
Well, that's what you guys killed, just so that you know, or didn't look after. So Addo, you did technically kill it because you're like fuck Roger.
That is very cool.
Fuck Roger. Yes, that. Yeah. I remember. I don't have a Roger now.
Yeah.
You right?
That's her.
Something else you've forgotten about, Arrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very short-minded. How do you say?
Yeah, it's
Forgetful.
Forgetful. But I think we did mention that you did grab. We originally said that you didn't, but then we changed it and said that you would have known to grab the pieces, if they were damaged or burnt. So just so that you can put it back together and repair if need be. And then we said we'd still talk about how we would do that. So I'd say that if you were to do that, for example, and grab his bits and pieces and try and put it together on the road with the tools you have, I'll say you do manage to get it right, but his HP is limited, or his max HP is limited.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. But I think I was holding out to get to a decent smithy or something.
Yeah, then we
And
so
properly
that's what I'm
yeah.
thinking. So when you get to a major town or something, then there you can fix him up properly and then up his HP again.
Because
His max HP.
yeah, it's not a prerequisite that I need some parts of him. I can just make him anew completely.
Yeah. Out of nothing, pretty much.
Out of nothing, but again, let's say you get to some hut or whatever and there's a shittish smithy, and then obviously, having parts.
Yeah, because we
beneficial.
roll HP based off of your level or something like. I can't quite remember, but we'll just say that we'll subtract a dice or two depending on the circumstances.
Depending on the yeah, I can agree with that.
All right.
Yeah, but
Because I
I'll
mean, you've
keep
got
that in the
tools.
back pocket.
You're an artificer. You have tools with you, so you should be able to fix whatever's broken to a certain degree.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. So I mean, if you want Roger to be around today, we can do that.
Not now.
Okay.
But yeah, chat. Ha.
Are you okay there, Adder? Making a little noise.
No, I'm having a crisis. On the one hand, we need him, and on the other hand, I'm not convinced I want to attack this goblin out in a storm anymore. That's where I'm sitting now.
So
Sassoon
So-
also just mentioned, I think, at this point, because I mean, it's something that I feel he might say. I don't want to put words into Jeffrey's character's mouth, but he might say something along the lines of, and I think he actually did say it previously that, because I think in the last game I did also hint at that there was a storm coming in. I spoke of, I think, winds increasing and the temperature dropping.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
you
I think
did.
He
Yeah.
mentioned something along the lines of maybe we attack
Yes.
during the storm or something like that. So I think well, not attack, but infiltrate or something.
Disadvantage on stealth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to see in this kind of weather and situation. So
Well, if we're all up and ready, I can be more than willing to be the first guy to go closer to the castle and stealth out and get some information.
So Jacques is gonna sound a little bit of a coward, but he's gonna step forward to the group in the morning, noticing how bad a couple of individuals are suffering.
Well, we don't show it really. We keep it to ourselves.
Yeah, but I think he's cognizant of the fact that this is something that is continuing to happen.
well, I'll say roll an insight check, Jacques. Let's see how
Okay.
much you pick up on.
How much have I noticed? 14.
Yeah, I think you would have paid attention. I mean, this is a newish group to you, and you are paying attention to these people who you have surrounded yourself with. So you notice the winces of pain and discomfort coming from some of the members of the group.
He also just sort of like gestures at just how cold and how much grayer our friend has become in the night. And he's gonna say,
Almost white.
yeah, pretty much just like a sheet at this point.
Right.
My friends, I don't want to sound like I'm not willing to fight, but those goblins did not spend the night like we did. They're fresh, and we are pretty fucked. Should we not consider going back to resupply, regroup, and then come out better equipped? Cost us a day or two, but have a better chance. He'll agree to go and fight, but he's just putting the option. Like, he'll go with the group, but he just wanted to voice that.
We did camp all the way here, but 2 party members are
Yeah.
getting worse day by day. And there's no guarantee that if we go to this other town to try and solve their problem, we will be able to, because it sounds like it's going to cost a hell of a lot of gold.
What was their problem again?
Yeah. Okay. So just a small recap as well, because that we didn't touch on that in the original today's recap. That they have a disease called Tears of the Hungerer that you had figured out, but also you figured this out because Emma, you had cast, I think, detect disease or something like that, and through that and other medicine checks and speaking to, I think his name was Radoth, the druid.
Yes.
He kind of gave you more information on this particular disease, and it's something that will eventually pretty much kill you and turn you not necessarily undead, but into a mindless, um, pain, not like this pretty mindless creature that only wants to feed and kill. So every day that passes, you do get weaker. And I think the original, just so that, I mean, I did go back and read some of the recaps. The original idea was that you guys were going to free Galrin and use that money or whatever he may give you to pay for the removal.
To pay for, yeah, because I know we've had this dilemma for a while now.
Well, it's only been 3 days.
What can I ask? What the afflicted party's max HP is currently at with the minuses?
Yeah, you can ask. So, Bejo, what are you sitting on at the moment?
Mine's at 21 and Bedrick is 24.
Or
Um,
Yeah.
I think what Emma will do is to try and do a medicine check to try and stabilize Bedrick.
Well, I mean, he's stable. Stabilizing just means
Yeah.
a few knocked out or on the verge
I,
of
I
dying.
think you've tried it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
You've-
quite nothing we can do.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
this the only thing that we could. I remember now, like, well, we're still at that druid's house. That the information we got there also was about a town, pirate type coastal town that.
Yeah, so
there was
he
a
gave you
possibility.
gave you two options. You either
Yeah.
find a cleric, a high enough, there goes my
Yeah.
power, a high enough, or a powerful enough cleric that will,
Yeah.
that can remove the curse or the disease rather, or
Mm.
you go to a town called Luskan,
That's can you.
and
Yeah.
buy the ingredients needed for the antidote.
Yeah.
Which are also
And-
again very rare and
Yeah.
and probably also expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keeping that in mind, I think he also mentioned that Sister Garela,
Mm.
who worships Tamora, the goddess of luck,
Yes.
is in Fanlin, and you guys had spoken to her.
Yes, and she was powerful enough to do something.
Well, not he wasn't sure. He wasn't. He just said that she might know someone who could help because
Mm.
she's part of an order. I think he did mention that she's part of the harp. Harp. Yeah, I'll tell you now. The
There's
Harpers.
something, yeah.
She's part of the Harpers, a faction that's dedicated to helping people, and so yeah.
Were we in Fanley before we came here to Cragmore?
Yeah.
You started. You were in Fandel. Let me
Fandel.
just think. What happened again? I didn't go
Yeah.
too far back. So
No,
yeah,
no.
you
We
were.
came here from the. No, we came here from
Yeah,
I think
Radar.
Thunder Tree.
Yeah, you came from Thunder Tree, but
Mm.
before Thunder Tree, you
Yes.
were in Fandolin.
Yeah, before Thunder Tree.
Yeah.
But we haven't been in Fanley since we heard Sister Karela can help us.
Yeah.
No.
You weren't.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't. What we can do, and I recognize what I said last was, go to Cragmore Castle, get the dwarf, what. Maybe if we can get to Fandolin, ask that, what's a friend of the dwarf?
North.
Red
North.
North.
He's in
North.
Fandolin, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ask him, maybe we can rally up some, a small squad or something, 3 or 4 more people, and then get our bearings and then just,
Assault. And we can still come back and sneak our way in and stuff, but
We can still
I just
come back
think
and
we're,
sneak our way in.
pretty banged up at the moment.
We know there's a back entrance.
Mm. We also
We don't
know that
know,
the
we're not
owlbear's
exactly
out
sure
there.
where it is. We know there's an owlbear inside. We know there's an owlbear outside somewhere. So if we can just time it, the time the owlbear gets there, we get there. Maybe someone's already at the back, but yeah, maybe this gorilla can help us just to slow it. What they have,
Mm.
but yeah, I know I think I was all for just getting into Cragmore, getting the dwarf and so forth. But yeah, uh, what's your call, Jock? Ach, Bedrick.
Well, I mean, I kind of look to the side as if thinking back in my humble beginnings, and I think, oh, you know, I survived worse. But if going back means, you know, helping me and Emma out, then I suppose it's fine.
Okay. So
But I
you
also have no problem with storming the castle and going all stealth shit on this.
all stealth shit in this. So we can do that. We can try find that back entrance. Try to sneak in. See if we can just snag the dwarf, and then run.
Cool. Jim, in our current state, if we got inside, for example, we wouldn't be rolling at disadvantage because we're shivering or something like that. Like we can still function.
So first level. No, you can still function. I'll tell you now. Sorry, I've got rats eating my leftovers. Let me search here quickly. For exhaustion.
Such a white people problem.
Yeah, jeez Louise. Alright, so you have disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay.
That's first level of exhaustion.
Ability checks.
Like stealth checks and the things we would be using to get inside.
Can you have double disadvantage?
No, you can't.
You see, then it's fine. It's similar for me.
We have disadvantage on stealth.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's make the call.
So it's
We
not
go.
because I normally
Daenerys does say that she might have a solution to that. She
Okay.
does have a spell that will allow us to pass very silently.
Okay.
Basically, she says she's got a spell that allows you to add +10 to your stealth.
Oh, well, Daenerys, where have you been hiding this treasure?
Oh, yeah.
And that can last to up to an hour. But it's concentration, so if I cast this, I won't be able to cast another concentration spell.
You cast this and stay outside and concentrate. Till you're
Yes,
out.
we'll,
No, well, you'll have to
Would
be in range with me. I mean, I'll have to go in then with whoever's going in.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we make a final decision?
Well, I mean, I
can you fly?
With enough practice, I'm sure I could.
Yeah.
But she's got stuff like she's got like disguise self. She's got invisibility, but that's again concentration.
Okay, so let's go. Let's see if we can sneak around to the back of the Cragmore Castle. See if we can find that entrance. Determine if it's very difficult to get up there, because it's raining, and you know. See if we can actually, in fact, get up there. And if we can't, well, we just go back to Fanlin. If we can, we see if we can sneak out. We make some nice ropes so we can do a quick escape. Maybe, I think I have some dynamite or whatever. We can blow our way out so they can't follow us directly out.
Rain
Okay.
quietly and come out
Okay.
blue.
Okay, I think we do that, sure.
Cool. So what happens to our goblin friend here?
Well, he just tried to bit me. So I just want to smack him in the face, but I want to kill him. But
You
we
smack him in the face.
maybe need to use him to get to that.
At least feed for the owlbear.
Oh yeah. Can we ask him some questions? Is he in a state we can ask him questions?
Yeah. No, he's awake now.
Okay. Where are they keeping the owlbear?
He looks at you rather miserably, and he just says, "He's in a room in one of the dilapidated towers."
Dilapidated is a big word for a goblin, but I'm not hating. Go on.
Broken Town Tower. Broken Town.
Broken Tower is. Where are they keeping the dwarf?
I'm not so known to me.
Can I do an insight check?
He stays close to King Graal. Yeah, roll insight.
13.
Nice.
How much was that?
13, sorry.
I mean, after all that, everything you guys put him through the previous nights, you think he's telling the truth.
Okay.
He says the owlbear is in the broken tower on the far back eastern side of the castle, in a closed off room.
Is that the owlbear?
Yeah.
Okay, and he doesn't know where the goblin. Or he's not sure.
Yeah, the dwarf is usually with King
dwarf.
Graal, but he moves around a lot.
Moving around.
On like a leash or
The
in
owlbear.
chains?
Well, he's a prisoner.
Okay.
Is King Kroll gonna kill the dwarf?
Well, prisoners never usually last very long in Cragmore.
But he's been there a while.
Yes, well,
You know?
I think they still need him for some information or something.
They need him for some information. You see now?
Isn't the owlbear a prisoner as well?
Yeah. Which means if we free it, it could be an ally. But yeah,
Could be ally.
if
It's
they
an
need
intelligent
him
creature.
and they aren't going to kill him anytime soon.
Well, we don't know what's anytime soon.
Sure.
I say we stick with our plan. Can you show us the back entrance?
He kind of, you can see there's a reluctance here now that you say that. He's like, but they'll kill me.
Well, we are going to kill you.
Our power went out as well. Sorry, guys, we lost you for a second.
I should. They just.
Oh, sorry.
They were just asking if the goblin can lead them into the back entrance. Okay. You kind of see. He looks like he's stuck between a hard place. He's just kind of reluctant.
Oh,
I'd say roll persuasion. No, he will do it. I don't think. I mean, you guys got him to a T here at the moment. He nods his head. I'll try.
It's just
okay.
why
No,
didn't
that's all we ask.
We're going to gag him, right? Because he's going to scream and shout.
100% we're gonna gag him.
Good.
Can we just
Bind him.
ask him? Can we just ask him one more question before we gag him?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Why are you keeping the owlbear alive?
Well, King Graal once wanted a new pet. The Cragmore group that was out at the hideout in the caves to the east heard of the bear and decided to go capture.
All right, let's go again, boys.
Okay, again, boys. Let's. What?
Cool.
All right. Oh,
Well, you.
is
Well,
it still-
before we gag him, can I
Yeah.
just give him? I'll give him half of one of my packs of rations.
all right. Now he gratefully takes it and then munches down on it. Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Let's see what he does. Hang on, I'll tell you. Yep, he takes it.
Yeah, it's a. Okay. Talk me through that roll. Talk me through that.
Well,
Why would
it
you
was
have
going to
not
be
taken it?
dependent. If it was below 10, he was going to take it. If it was higher than 10, he would have been suspicious of it and decided to
Okay.
refuse.
Jokes on him. I didn't even think about. Okay.
So
Can
alright. Yeah.
but you have to lead us there, not alerting the other one. So we have to take, a round trip.
He kind of is he still hogtied? I can't remember. Did someone cut his tires?
No, it
Oh,
didn't.
I
And do you
Yeah.
really want this guy? Do you really want this goblin to lead us to the castle?
do you have a better idea?
No, he's going to alarm.
This
the
guy's
others.
gonna alarm. I'm sure of it. He's gonna get his first chance. So we
Okay.
might have
We-
to incapacitate him. So I'm more than happy to cut off his feet or hands or something.
Or his
Chat.
tongue.
Yeah, or his tongue. Yeah, actually his tongue, so he can't scream.
You'll still be able to make
gagged him.
sound.
We gagged him. We will just keep him on. Literally, we'll keep him on a leash.
Yeah, Bedrick isn't
That's
a doctor.
Hands tied behind the back.
Hands tied behind the back. I agree with that. And then on a, like a 1 meter leash. So,
Right.
if he pulls out of the leash, you are still within striking distance to just, chop his head off. And I emphasize chop his head off,
Yeah.
in front of him.
Exactly.
You just see him. You
Okay.
see him paying attention. He's definitely ears up listening.
I just say to him, remember what happened to your pinky, buddy.
Yeah,
You just hear him like,
can easily be your neck.
all right. Yeah, Daenerys also just kind of chirps in and says, not wanting to be left out. Make a single noise and you'll die before anyone can come save you.
There we go. Okay. Let's
Alright.
do this.
Before we go, would we benefit at all from having that tea now that I think Beatrick has?
I think Satine
That's a
had a
good
tea.
point. I think let me just quickly read up. I wonder if that. I think that actually helps with exhaustion.
I think so, eh? I'm willing to say yes. I don't even reading it.
You Oh,
Let's see.
That's my history check. I was like,
I rolled yeah without anyone seeing it, and it said yes.
Did you roll a history check? Just looking for the entry where I put it. Inventory.
I took the magic 8-ball and I shook it around, and it said it definitely does.
Does someone
so they've made a.
Yeah.
Say again?
No, I was gonna say, isn't it in someone's pack? I don't. Isn't it in your pack or something?
I don't know if I took some. I think
I'm
I have
looking
some.
through my.
Inventory.
Is this
we just
Sasuna
forgot to
that?
add it. That's also
Yeah.
actually.
We might not have added it. That's still with me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think Sassoon actually did take it, but I don't see it in his things. Anyway, I do. Hang on. I think I've got it in my notes. Let me check out.
It's not in mine.
Right.
I've got all the
Oh,
mine.
yeah, here it
shit.
is. Radoth T.
Ah, these I need.
Yeah, when drunken, hot and fresh, it will heal 1d8, 1d10 HP, and what the hell was that? So I think it's just the dog scratch. It was flipping. It's a little creepy over here because you guys don't know, but I've got shit, my Spotify wasn't working, so I'm playing it through the my browser, so you can't really see that I'm listening to it, but I've got a rain and thunder going, and I heard something, and it's dark here, and I heard something scratching at the door, and then at the same time there was a burst of thunder in the sound. I was like, what?
You creating your own horror movie there, buddy.
Oh fuck! Shame, poor little rat. Yesterday, these things are going mental over here. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, it says it cures one, not cures, it resolves one level of exhaustion.
Might be a good idea to warm up with a good cup of tea before we hit the road.
Good cup
Coffee
of
and
tea.
tea to do it.
We won't be able to benefit of the health boost, but we
That's fine. At least exhaustion. I mean,
You also should
no.
see how many doses you have left, because
No.
you guys,
Oh fuck yeah!
you have 2 doses for 6 people. So you made the previous day, so you got 1 dose left, pretty much, for all.
And that dose is okay.
For all of you.
well, we are exhausted, guys, so let's have it now, and that's it.
Yeah, look,
Do
I'd rather
you-
not sneak into a place with the possibility of disadvantage on sneak checks.
Exactly.
Well, that's true. That is true. And
Yeah.
we might be able to ask Sister Garela for something similar, or just a receipt. Can we? How many people are in our party?
There are 6 of you. 7 with the goblin.
With the goblin, 7 with the goblin. Fuck.
It doesn't count.
Because
It is just
I wanted to save one, at least one serving, so we can take it to Sister Garela, and say, hey, can you copy this, or
Well, you do remember
It's a
that
very
she
good-
she did train under Radoth for a while, because he did mention that.
I think
Fair
we
enough.
make tea all around.
That's it.
Then she'll know. Okay.
Right, 2 seconds. I just want to take this food out. You guys carry on. Discuss your plans. I just want to take this to the kitchen. Because,
Okay. Well, and I'll
I'm-
just start
you-
the fire. Yeah.
I'm even considering, when we go into the castle, sing into the castle, are we just looking for the dwarf? Because I'm willing to break away and sneak towards the owlbear and free him in the meantime.
I
Okay.
would like to do that as well.
That is not a
Well,
bad idea. I mean, if it's
I think-
at all possible, I think we should prioritize that, because that is a
Yeah.
massive distraction.
Yeah.
That's a massive distraction.
Exactly. That owlbear could keep everybody busy while we're then sneaking from there
That
looking for
or-
the dwarf.
I'm not completely against the idea of poisoning the king,
That
know?
also.
because that is that poison that makes you like crazy or mental for like
Ooh.
small bits, and then you die.
Well,
You
we
know,
could use the owlbear to advantage, so we save the owlbear technically and let him feed as much as he wants.
didn't
Or she,
wait, but
whatever,
didn't
I don't know.
Radoth actually chuck that poison into the fire?
Ah.
He
Oh, yes, we did, yeah.
Didn't he give us another? He did. You are very right.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Oh
he
yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah. There,
said-
I put an asterisk at it. Weggegooi.
Yeah, because he said he
I
like
put
this
it,
stuff. This stuff isn't like if it's contagious. Like it spreads, so it's already becoming a problem in the area, and it is already
Yeah.
starting to spread. And he said you don't want to fuck with this
Fucking
shit.
right off.
And then he chucked
Fucking
it into
right
the
off.
fire.
I want. Ah! So yeah,
Okay.
no.
But wait, you guys did make a poison from a plant, the night before, but I think you spent it on the small goblin party that came across you.
Shit.
And I have a little bit of that freaking spider, gooey stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Not necessarily the poison, but it's gooey stuff.
It's from a spider, so chances are it's poisonous.
Well, yeah, I think definitely prioritize
But
the
yeah.
owlbear, and then
Okay, we are discussing this while we are drinking the tea. Is there
Yeah.
someone
Well-
in our party? Is there someone in the party not affected by
No, everyone's got exhaustion.
then okay, no, then
But
then
first,
it's a good match.
to make the tea, the fire is pretty much out at this point. Like I said, there's no dry wood about. How are you going to boil the water?
fuck.
Bible.
Set the goblin on
Fireball.
fire.
Set the goblin on fire. That's a better one.
Okay, so we need.
I'm just also looking under Daenerys' spell here quickly.
Does chewing the tea count? Just
It was specified. It has to be drunken hot and fresh.
But do we know what it does when we smoke it?
Now we're getting serious. It should have a double impact if you ask me if you smoke it.
Yes, you see, at least.
Certain.
I mean, we can roll up one serving, pass it around.
Right?
then-
I mean, you
Yeah.
can eat weed, but if you smoke it, it's a whole different ballgame. So, I mean,
Another thing we could try and do is when we sneak in, find somewhere to boil a kettle.
what?
If we can find a safe space to take a short rest and light a stove for a kettle, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that idea, but I just don't know how possible it'll be.
yeah, fucking not likely.
Right?
So part of my
Um,
adventuring gear, I've got a torch.
Look at
ooh,
that.
what if we
Uh,
all took our torches and built like a cartoon fireplace with like just the
Yeah.
sticks all in the center and lit that? Could we put a kettle
And
over
lit
a
that.
bunch of torches?
That should work.
Oh, you guys do have torches, yeah.
Yeah. And we can all see in the dark either, so I think we go ahead.
Burn the torches.
Burn the torches.
Can
Sorry,
we do
I'm
that,
just
Togs?
looking- I actually
But
wasn't
then-
listening. Sorry, I'm trying to. I see that
There you go.
Daenerys is actually missing a few spells from her prepared spell list. So she was actually short a few spells. So I'm just adding a couple here. Quick, sorry.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's
Upgrade, dude.
Can you fly?
Hey, let me see. Let me search fly, but I don't think she's at a high enough level yet. Nope, no fly.
Trying.
I've got 10 candles. We can make tea with the candles.
That will, I think, the torches, the candles, guys, we're sorted.
Yeah, I think we're sorted. Dynamite, yeah, boys.
Yeah, dynamite, there you go.
I honestly, I've got dynamite. We found it in that cave.
Yes, I remember.
So,
Do you have a fuse? How long is the fuse?
Very short.
Right?
I think
Short fuse dynamite.
just. I don't know. I can't remember how long the fuse is. No, I don't think we know.
Shit.
Well,
In fact, I think we've.
As entertaining as that
I've
could be,
used
I don't
one,
think.
haven't I, Toto?
Dynamite.
God, yeah, I can't
No,
remember
I
if
don't
I
think
used it.
No, I don't think you guys used dynamite yet.
I don't think creating an explosion to warm up some water is the ideal thing right now.
No. But what if we use the dynamite to sort of, if it's got a long
Yeah.
enough fuse, or if we could find something that's long enough fuse, we could set it up to explode to let the owlbear out, and we sneak off while the fuse is burning to like get further
Well,
away
I've
from
got
the chaos.
nice hands, so I can always
Yeah.
try.
Ah,
to
there
use
you go.
No,
There
she's-
you
yeah,
go.
well, you can open up
There
a cage
you
without us being there, basically.
She can hold a candle to the fuse, get it going.
We just want this dynamite stick to blow it.
Well, if it's
Oh, does the
the castle is probably
Can-
going
can
to
she-
be raided in any case.
yeah? Can she hold the dynamite in her hand, while in her mage hand while it explodes, without any damage to her?
No, well, no, of course
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it won't,
Yeah.
it won't do.
Well,
Oh,
no,
at
no,
what
no.
speed does a mage hand? Can a mage hand move?
I think it moves 30. Can move at 30 feet per turn.
So technically, we can light it and it can like move straight up to somebody's face, and they can start running, but you can follow them as long as the fuse is short enough. They can explode.
I can just see
Yeah.
this character like the sudden stick of dynamite
Okay,
rushes
the
to his
mage-
face and he's trying to
mage-
run away from it.
Mage hand can only move 30 feet away from the person, so it can't go further than 30 feet from the person.
Oh, she'll. And the blast rate is for dynamite, or we don't know.
Well, you wouldn't know, no.
No, I wouldn't know. But I
Well,
would
you might
assume
know.
it's
Actually,
29.
roll a. I'll say. What are you proficient at?
Yeah, you see, we've got to be careful on that too, because we don't want to hurt the owlbear now too much. We want to just set him free.
I'll just say roll
Yeah.
straight intelligence for me, Adar.
Straight intelligent.
Yeah.
19.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah. So no, you would know the blast radius of a
Of a stick of dynamite.
stick of dynamite. Yeah.
Do you know the blast radius of a stick of dynamite?
That's what I'm looking up now. But anyway, continue. What's the plan?
So we are drinking our tea, heating
We
it up
haven't-
on our torches,
Yes. Yeah.
and then once we have drunk tea, we've felt the rejuvenating power. Our shivers settling down, our exhaustion seems to melt away, and with a vigor of hoping we can save our friend, we get this goblin with his hands tied behind his back, gagged, to lead us to the back entrance.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, there is actually dynamite under equipment. So if you go under equipment and search for it,
Yeah, I've got it in my inventory. I just didn't know.
if
I
you
just
click on
didn't
it, it
click
should
on
give you a description. Yeah. As an action, a creature can light a stick of dynamite and throw it at a point up to 60 feet away. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw, taking 3d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Character can bind sticks of dynamite together so they explode at the same time. Each additional stick increases the damage by 1d6 and the burst radius by 5 feet. Dynamite can be rigged with a longer fuse to explode after a set amount of time, usually 1 to 6 rounds. Roll initiative for the dynamite. After the set number of rounds goes by, the dynamite explodes on that initiative. If there is initiative. That's only if there's initiative. And I'll also say, yes, you could throw it up to 60 feet, but if you wanted to land in a particular spot, I will have you roll a dexterity throw for me.
Mage hand would be able to carry it straight to the point we wanted.
Within 30 feet, yeah.
Within 30 feet, yeah. Okay, guys, assassination plan. We get a shit ton of sticks of dynamite, mage hand it right up to the king's face, and then take over the castle.
Oh.
What's left.
I
I'd
mean-
rather use my turn to free the owlbear.
So if you
Let's use
so
the
one
dynamite
is
to
three
distract.
is 3d6s, one stick. 2 sticks would be 4d6s, and then my maximum of 4 sticks would then be 6d6s.
Yeah.
If he fails at dexterity, and half it if he succeeds in this dexterity.
That's it.
But again, let's keep it as an idea, because we don't know how it looks inside.
Yeah.
And a longer distraction is a bugbear, is a owlbear running
Yeah.
around. So I wouldn't mind, but maybe there's just a lock. We can pick the lock or whatever. So
Yeah. I think let's use the dynamite as a distraction, rather.
we can even use it as a distraction. It has a lot of damage, and I would like to assassinate.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah. You think I sacrificed what's this called? Roger I'll sacrifice a fucking parrot if I have to. But there's gonna be dynamite on that guy. Okay.
Okay.
So are we setting off then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Alright, perfect. And with that, you guys make your way with the goblin. At this point, I'll say you guys were discussing for about an hour as you're packing up camp, preparing yourselves. The time at this point, around about 5:30. As you make your way up the hill again, the goblin. So, what is the marching order here? I mean, we can turn to roll 20 and just put each other in the marching order as you make your way.
Someone should stand in front of the goblin, just kind of stopping him from just bolting off it. We've must tied a leash on him now, hey?
Yeah, he's got a.
Yeah, we've.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
His hands are tied. I'm assuming his feet aren't.
Yeah, he's walking.
Yeah, his hands behind his back and then he's gagged.
Yeah.
And then the leash, going to where his hands are tied.
Ooh, excuse me. All right. So, walking in this direction. So who's in front of the goblin?
I'll go in front.
Alright, Bedrick in
We
front.
can't say bugger all, we're just steering now.
Yeah, we're only on Discord with myself, and we don't have roll 20 yet.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So Bedrick will be in the front. Emma, I'm just chucking you somewhere in the middle. Sassoon will also be. Daenerys will also be next to Emma. Sassoon will go along with.
And then
right to the side of the goblin.
okay, and then you can assume I'm behind the goblin.
Yeah.
Leashing.
Jacques at the back, taking rear.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. So you guys make your way back up the
I'm
hill.
happy. And then I would just suggest that Bedrick keeps his rapier unsheathed, so that if the goblin decides to, or get away or whatever, you can just swiftly swipe right through him.
Alright, perfect.
Okay.
Alright, so Bedrick, you walk with your blade drawn, glancing back every now and then to give the goblin a bit of a stink eye. The rain has eased up slightly. It's still difficult to see, and at this time of the morning it's still pretty dark, though for most of you it's okay. I think the only one really struggling here is Daenerys and Sassoon. Does Sassoon have dark vision? No.
I'm sure.
I'll check on the features and traits. Yeah, he does. Alright. So
nice.
as you make your way back up the hill, you don't see far. Bedrick, if you're taking the lead, I would have you and probably Sassoon roll perception checks. Sassoon has a +6 to his perception.
I roll 15.
Nice. Hang on, my stuff's just loading. Perception. Yeah, not great. A 9 for Sassoon. Alright, so taking the lead, Bedrick, making your way to the top and over, the goblin behind you, kind of following you and looking over at Sassoon, using its head to kind of point the way. It kind of stops at the top of the hill where you guys stood yesterday, and as he stops, Bedrick, you look back and everyone also kind of stops at the same time. He points down with his chin, his hands tied behind his back, his mouth still gagged. What you see, you can only barely make out again. Well, actually a bit better this morning, although it's still very dark. You can just make out the fire, or a glow of a fire coming from the clearing. You can't see the castle from this distance. You know it's there because you saw it the previous day.
Yeah.
He kind of motions, the goblin kind of motions that he wants to speak.
Mm.
I don't believe.
Okay, so no, I mean, I'm right in next to him, so I'll take up my dagger and put it straight to his throat, and I say, if you fucking say a peep, that sounds like an alarm, I'm gonna slice the throat.
Shit.
He looks at you. He's like, he just shakes his head. He understands, or he acknowledges
Okay.
your threat.
Okay,
Like that means anything, I forgot.
so I'll take down the gag very slowly.
All right.
But you keep your
Yeah,
against.
blade's there.
Okay.
It's ready. It's a ready action basically. The moment I hear a scream, I just done.
Yeah, roll for damage so long, so we know.
Yeah. You take the gag off. He just says,
Can I take cover from me?
you take cover. He says, all right. So Emma, you kind of move off behind a tree as this is happening, just watching from the shadows. Roll a stealth check whilst you're there, actually. So as you take the gag off, he just says, the encampment out front stands watch. It's protecting one of the paths, or not one, pretty much the only path leading into where the castle is. It's going to be difficult to sneak around. There's sentries posted in the front, and then to the entrance of the path to the castle. He says as you got the blade to his throat. It might be possible to sneak past the first sentries, but the second pair will have to be dealt with.
Okay. Then I put my finger to my mouth, gesturing to him to keep quiet, and I put up the gag again over him. Who's close by to me at this point?
Well, you guys are all kind of standing in a circle, except for Emma, who's moved off into the shadows.
All right. Then can I assume then everybody except for Emma heard, or did even Emma hear everything?
I would say, Emma, what did you roll there?
Wait, back a little.
1 second, just 1 second.
My battery's very low, yeah.
That's okay.
But the rest of the party did, yeah, in the meantime.
Yeah, the rest of everyone heard the goblin mention this, yeah.
All right.
And while you hold the blade there, he says, it might be easy. It's going to be difficult to walk past the... It's going to be difficult to walk past the encampment, that steep slopes. And although it is possible. And then he says, what was he going to say? Fuck, sorry. Okay, no, it doesn't matter.
Well,
And
Emma rolled a 6 in the meantime.
Alright, yeah, Emma, you think you're well heading, but the group kind of they easily spot you, and Beardrick calls you back over.
Is there a long way around? We've got time.
No, the castle is on a very steep buttress. Well, he describes it as, he doesn't say buttress. He says it's on a steep mountain, sticking out the ground, well defended on all, steep slopes on all sides. Only way in is from this direction. You know what I mean, man? A buttress.
Are you okay, Adar? It sounds like you're dying there.
Yeah, I know, I'm dying.
Is it a buttress?
I don't know. This goblin, his English is amazing.
Yeah,
You know, he's growing on me. I promise you. If he keeps on speaking like this, fucking he's staying alive.
Just remember that goblins aren't like super unintelligent. They got an okay level of intelligence.
True.
No, but I mean, that's a word you had to read.
He wouldn't have known that word. Yeah.
No, you can 100%. But then he's staying alive.
I just meant, he describes it as a buttress, as a steep mountain type thing with steep cliffs sticking out, and
I
the only
kinda-
way, yeah.
Kind of liked him if he with his English.
No,
You
no,
know,
he would
weird
definitely not have said
backstory
that.
coming. He found a book somewhere, and
no.
He overheard the Lord say the word. He was just like, buttress. That's the word of the
buttress.
day.
He taught himself to read. All this stuff. You know, I was.
The castle is on a buttress,
Exactly.
my lord.
Good.
Pythagorean
Excellent. Yeah.
From your studies, would she know anything about the castle?
No,
It's on a buttress.
Yeah, no, this, even, I mean, you guys did try and do a history check before, and even Radoth
Yeah.
didn't know the previous name of the castle or anything like that. He said it was ancient, and most people, it was lost to history. It's just one of those places that exist that no one knows why, how, or where. It was probably built by humans, just from what you guys had seen. It wasn't anything like special. It could have been a good location, but for whatever reason, it, in whatever century it was, it had pretty much fallen into ruin.
Beware the DM of the good memory.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it's only because I went back to I quickly went through some of the recaps.
Can't blame the characters for trying.
Yeah, but yeah.
How far did you say we're from the castle now?
So at this point, it's a good like a good 500 meters, maybe a bit less. It's you don't actually see the castle. You're on top of another hill that overlooked it, or that you could see it the previous day when it wasn't raining like this. And then there was a bit of a downward slope from where you are onto like a steep saddle that kind of connects these two steep mountains. The one that you're on isn't as steep as the one that the castle's on. It was easy enough to climb to the top. But the only way to get to the castle is to travel across still the very steep saddle that connects the two buttresses together, if you can call it that. The buttress and the hill. It is a buttress, right? A buttress. What do you call those? What do you call those mountains?
So it's like copy in
A
Afrikaans.
koppie. Well, not a copy. It's the no, buttress is something that has to do with a building. It's called a butte.
Yeah.
Is it a butte?
Butte.
A buttress is a architectural structure built
Yeah.
against or projecting
yeah.
from a wall which serves to support or reinforce the wall.
Yeah. So it's not a buttress. Jason? Didn't you take geography in school?
10 years ago, mate.
Go back a few years, Jason. I'm sure you can remember.
There's a name for it, man. You know, like when you're driving through the Karoo, and then you have these, or even in I think some of the American deserts, you have these very steep, like it's all eroded
Yes,
down the
yes,
side,
yes,
and
yes.
it's only the
Yeah.
solid rock that's left.
Yeah.
And with
I understand what you're talking
on
about.
the top, yeah. With the
Almost looks like a cut off tree, basically. It's like a huge.
Yeah,
tree
you're right, Torx. It is a butte. It's spelled butt with an E on the end of it.
yeah.
And
Okay.
it's vertical sides and relatively small flat top. So
That's it.
yeah, it's basically like a tower coming out of the ground.
All right. So my memory is
okay.
somewhat there. Yeah, like a tower coming out the ground, like you described. Yeah.
I want to know what's between us and the castle.
There's 2 centuries.
Yeah, so between you and the castle, okay, I'm gonna quickly post what the butte looks like. The butte.
Butte. She's a butte.
I'm in
The butte is a butte.
ask the goblin
Yeah.
with a knife to his throat
Mhm.
again.
Okay.
What's the surprises in the Surely there must be some kind of trap in between.
Between the 2 centuries.
Between us and the castle. Before you get to the castle, there must be something.
Yeah, 2 centuries.
Yeah. You say this. Yeah, the first century we will be able
Yeah.
to sneak
Sneak
around,
back
but
and
the
stuff like
second
that.
one
Yeah, you said you should be
we
able
will
to.
need to. Oh, so
Because
that's what you meant with the butte, is that it's the second century is so close to actually to the castle.
Well-
The next piece are the gate, so kind of have to off them to get around.
Yeah, so let me. So
I
if
don't
this
think-
if this
Oh,
rock,
I see,
if
yeah.
this rock, for example, was the butte that the castle's on top like that, the saddle sits like this, and then there's a small path that leads up from the saddle onto the top of the butte, and you did see you can't quite make out the encampment from up here, and you didn't quite see that path leading up into the butte, but the goblin describes it as such. So wherever that path that leads up into the butte, that is where the sentries are standing, he says. Keeping in mind that the encampment that in front of that on the saddle is filled with goblins and 2 hobgoblins, from what you know.
Okay. But is it still possible for us to sneak to that back entrance?
Yeah, according to the goblin, at least, it should be possible.
But
I don't think we
is
should-
there,
Oh, well, not to the back entrance. Well, to those 2, he said the only way in is up that path. That's the only way
Yeah.
up onto the buttress. And
And I don't think we can sneak past the first set of sentries. I think we need to take them all out.
well, he said it's possible to sneak past the first 2 that are standing on pretty much on the path entering
Yes.
into the clearing, and then there's
But I
another
think
2 at the back of this encampment on another path leading.
I'm
up
pretty much
into-
saying we should clear the path all the way in as we're going along, because I don't want anybody from behind us to notice what we're
Yeah.
doing. And
So
what's
I mean, you
What's
could
the-
you could try and climb this butte, this buttress, this butte.
But- then I don't understand the back entrance he means.
So the castle doesn't take up the entire from what you said.
Oh, I understand. The castle
Yeah.
is on top of like
Yes.
the mini plateau on top
yes,
of the
Yeah.
buttress.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that complicates stuff. How can we guesstimate how high that cliffs are?
From what you saw yesterday, it was a good 100 plus meters, 150.
Bruh.
Oh shit!
Guys, we need to stock up on fucking climbing supplies if we're gonna do that.
Got the potion of climbing.
Oh, now I'm on.
Oh yeah,
now
shit.
I agree with
What?
Bedrick now. We fucking murder everything we come across
exactly.
on our way up. We just
Just not the owlbear.
the problem is we can't get discovered before we are on top of the buttress, because that's a very narrow. It's going to be a narrow road up, and then you're just lands to the
Exactly.
slaughter.
I'm saying, like, we need to take out both sentries, not just the one, so we at least know that there's nothing behind us that's still alive.
So Sun kind of says, well, how much rope do we have? If we tie them all together, shouldn't that at least get us partway down this thing?
Part way down or part way up, then
Well, I mean,
Well-
if we need an escape.
we need an escape. That's that. Okay, so I've got 50 feet of hemp rope, and I've got that mushroom rope. That
Oh, yeah,
15
that's- I
feet
remember that.
of mushroom rope. That is Sassoon's, but I'm keeping it.
See,
Uh,
Sassoon doesn't have any rope.
I don't think he has any common items. He just wanted to leave it somewhere.
Daenerys
No,
has
no.
50 feet of rope.
Shark's
So
got another
you need
50.
you need about 320 feet worth of rope to reach the bottom. But I mean, if it goes part way, you can make a plan somehow. I don't know.
I've got another 50 feet as well.
And if you have pittons, it might also help.
Yeah, got
Yeah,
pittance as
quite a
well.
bit of pittons as well.
Oh, do we? Sick.
So okay, so this changes the whole geography of the castle. I don't know, guys. Do you wanna? How many goblins, numbers wise, are there at the bottom between us and the castle now?
Yeah.
Well, you made out, like I said, you made out a good, and I think, Jock, you made a roll to try and perceive how many there were. Wasn't a great roll. You definitely saw the 2 sentries standing out front. You saw the 2 hobgoblins, and you heard maybe another 4 other goblins. But I mean, it could be more, it could be less. So you know of at least 8 in that encampment.
Oh, at least
That
10 then.
that at least 8 that include that include 2 hobgoblins and
Oh.
and a human from what you've heard.
And a human. But the human has been treated like shit. So,
Get as much info as we
Guys, my battery's actually about to die, so I mean, if you want, you can continue and just plan a bit more. I think you guys have a lot of information now on what is in front of you and what needs to happen. If you choose to take on the castle, however you choose to do it, or if you choose to head back rather.
Well, one other option that maybe we can ask the goblin quickly, just give me the idea, is are there any supplies that come in and out of this
There are
road into the castle?